2, 1. And we are. Okay, we're live on YouTube. Good evening, YouTube. And then, let's see, what are we doing here? What next is IG? Light me up, IG. Come on, IG, where are you? There we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Live on IG. What up, Big Money? Good evening. I see you out there. Okay, last but not least. Let's get X going. Okay, should be, let's see, 3. Live on X. Oh, look, it's working again. Okay, top post pinned on X. All right. Okay, we're good on X. Here we go. No. Okay, we are live everywhere. I needed your glasses for the show. All right. We got everybody everywhere. We got everybody everywhere. All right. All right. All right. All right. Give it a few minutes and then we will start the stream. Come in, y'all. Get myself a glass of water and then we'll get going. Okay. What's up, Mind Soul? See you out there. What's up, Goalie? See you guys out there. All right. Let's see. What am I missing? I'm missing one thing. Yes. Just want to swap the camera and let's get going. Okay. You are ready to go. You're up and good. Very good. We got that open. All right. All right. 9:08. Let's start the show.
Let's go. My man's got the chewy box. What's up?
Spends all her time alone. When I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long. Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
YouTube. Funny YouTube. YouTube must clock the algorithms. They must pay attention to when you're about to shut off the song, and then bang, they hit you with the commercial every single time. Okay, hang on. Check, 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 check. All right, we're good over here.
Sound good.
Okay. Check, check. All right. Very good. Hang on, let me move over to the desk. Okay, my phone. My phone. All right. Good evening, all. Good to see everybody. What's up, everybody on X? Everybody on Facebook. Facebook is very active tonight. Nice to see you guys over there. All right, X is here. All right, welcome y'all. Got everybody on IG. What's up, IG? I see you guys out there as well. Okay. All right, welcome to the show, y'all. Nice to see everybody. So tonight, let me just make sure everything's good here on IG. 'Cause it looks like something got knocked off. I think, yeah, we're good over here on IG. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Welcome to the HOP, y'all. Our power tonight. We have a special guest, Creative Owls. I've had a chance to meet this gentleman in Spaces. Also, the creator of Webbie Social, a platform that I forgot to do an audio check. Hang on. As you'll see, also, guys, we're good on audio. There is a little QR code that is bouncing around on the show. So take advantage of that QR code. But we'll get into that during the show. And as a matter of fact, let me just throw it up on screen because I created a little slide for it right now. And yeah, there we go. So I wanted to get that on screen. But okay, without further ado, I want to bring him on. Creative. Wait, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. I know he gets such a charge out of this because he doesn't think I should be jumping around, but he doesn't realize this is how I get my exercise. Creative. Creative Owl. Say hello to everybody.
First and foremost, thanks for having me here, Mark. Really appreciate you taking some time out to connect with me and bringing me on the show. Been watching what you've been doing, hustling back here in your Casey Neistat studio back there, and just an honor to be here. Thanks for having me here. Really looking forward to diving into Webbie tonight.
All right. So I had a chance. I must have signed up to the platform back when I first heard the platform of coming online, and but didn't I wasn't paying much attention to it. But now you seem to be making some noise, and you got some things going on. Also connected with what's her name?
Tora.
Thank you. I connected with Chara, and she introduced me to, I think a lot of people were asking about, I think how the story goes is the hug kind of disappeared. And when the hug disappeared, all the everybody used to go to the hug to upload shows. And so, shows, casting calls. And the casting calls kind of slipped off. And so as I was talking with Mind Soul, she mentioned that what do you think, where can Webbie get stronger? I said, well, I mean, I think I think a lot of people said this, that they were missing everybody is missing out on the casting calls. And so now that is the first time I was introduced to Webbie. So then obviously you guys making some noise in the space, bringing on some doing some things with One Love, and finally got a chance to talk to you, meet with you. And now, we thanks to her, I was passing the messages back and forth like we should do a Webbie week. And what a better way to start off Webbie week with the creator of Webbie. So, I'm going to ask you the most generic question out there that the show has. And then, we're just going to kind of go from there. Maybe you could introduce yourself to everybody, talk a little bit about you, and
Sure.
let everybody know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I'm Creative Owls. If you guys want to know me, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. Software engineer, product engineer, been in the Web3 space. Oh my goodness. Almost like four and a half, some years of change. And got on Web3, started building, and went over to the metaverse, started building a community there. I saw there was a gap in the community with platforms, integration, features, and functionalities. And I said, well, it's dry out here. Let me see what we can do. Let's build something. Let's put together. Let's put my skill set. Let me see if I can form a little mastermind owls team and put it together, and we rolled it out. And ever since then, we've been having some fun and having a lot of outcomes since. And I think for me, I'm really passionate about helping creators. I'm also a digital creator myself. I went to an art school, and I know how hard it is for an artist to be seen, to be heard. And when I first came on the platform, I couldn't afford Ethereum. It was just too expensive, like to mint and to the gas fees. So I joined a small community on the Polygon community. And that's where I kind of started building community, and started minting NFTs, learning about blockchain, the technology, networking, X, the platforms, and what creators were doing, and allowed me to learn on an L2, and kind of grew from there. And got, like I said, got into the metaverse and started building out showcases, working with artists. We had over like 50,000 metaverse visits in our showcase platforms, but there was still something missing. There was still disconnected with creators were coming and going, and I saw the platform that we had wasn't the best with X. And I figured, let me just step up and let me use my skill set and let me build something that could possibly work and build a portfolio page for creators. And that's how Webbie Social kind of started off the ground.
All right. Question, Owls. How do we, because normally with artists, I always got to ask, how did we get here?
Sure.
And so I'm always kind of curious about someone's background, but you kind of jumped into the space. You didn't really come in as an artist, but more as a creating a platform that benefits artists. And so I have to ask, is there artists in the background? And also, how did we get here? Like, what yeah, what's going on in the background that gave you the confidence to kind of put this whole thing together?
So I did start off first with a NFT project called the Moonlight Owls. It was a tiny 50 collection made with Illustrator. If you make Illustrator artwork or digital artwork, throw some 100s in the chat. And I had no idea what I was doing at all whatsoever. And I was lazy minting on OpenSea. This is back in the day, right? And it was wrapped Ethereum. In my little 50 collection of owls, got up to 4 ETH. And I think the highest one sold for like $1,500. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of value here. Like, I got it. But I also saw there was a gap for onboarding and educating. And I switched over to creating content on YouTube and onboarding creators on YouTube. And I was busting my ass trying to monetize on YouTube and to get more educational videos. And it was tough. And YouTube had I think it still does, is that you have to have over 1,000 subscribers and over a certain amount of hours to actually monetize. And I was like, damn, that sucks. I can't monetize. I'm building a platform. I mean, I'm building an audience. The NFT market kind of went down at that time. And I really changed my gear into being more of a thought leader and onboarding people into the community. And I was doing it through live streaming. And I had a couple live shows, Mastermind Owls, a podcast, which is on Spotify. And then we also had Building the Future live stream. So I was doing a lot of thought leadership education around marketing. And that's where I started growing my audience out and about. And there's still something missing where it was around like monetization and being able to be seen on X. And it was so tough. YouTube was really hard because there wasn't a lot of crypto things. I wasn't on TikTok yet. That wasn't really like my jam. I was just trying to build a platform. And that's when I started seeing, okay, there's some needs that are out here. There's some things that we can improve. And during the time when we were doing showcases in the metaverse, we were doing open calls, but we were doing it on X and Google Forms and Excel sheets. And it took such a long time, and it was so challenging, and it was so hard because artists are from all over the world. And I think that's where like the idea came to kind of build Webbie Social out. But again, my background was digital art, creating art, and more of a content creator and a thought leader in the space. And it kind of just glued to say, okay, I have an NFT collection that's sold. I've done a podcast. I've done live streaming. Now I need to build something that kind of ties everything and connects all my networks and all the different connections that I made over the last 3 years on a platform that people can get seen and create more opportunities.
Now, I had the pleasure of getting to learn and understand a lot about you because you jumped in our TGIF, and I know our guys in TGIF as a whole. We ask a lot of questions.
Great gang over there.
Yeah, the best.
Shout out Josh, Ghost.
Love those guys. Josh, Ghost, Sketch. It's a really good crew in that space every weekend, every Friday. But and I just sat there and listened because I figured this is my time to ask. So I kind of know a little bit about you, especially your background. But what I wanted to ask is now, Webbie, if I heard correctly, all designed by you. Is this correct?
Yeah, so the wireframes, the design, everything was built by me through like wireframe through Figma. I did a lot of storyboarding, user journey, and have you heard of Pinterest before?
Of course, yeah.
Did a lot of research on Pinterest, and I was trying to figure out how I can create an MVP, like a minimal viable product to roll it out there and just see if it works. Because there's a lot of like startups that come up here and they want to build the live stream, the direct messages, build all the features, and then roll it out. I used to watch hours and hours of Stanford University startup school of how to build a startup. And I said, okay, let me at least get a minimal viable product out here. Let me at least get the minimal feature rolling it out. And then I connected with 3 other developers and we started jabbing. And I've got one that does the blockchain, one that does the UX UI, one that helps me with like the cloud infrastructure. And we were such a good team. We started putting it together and started designing it. And next thing you know, we had a minimal viable product that we rolled out. It wasn't pretty the very first one. It was tough around UX UI. But over time, it improved. And we really took it like, how do we create a platform that's easy to use and very intuitive and also make you want to share it with your friends? And that was kind of our first initial thought of building out Webbie Social.
Okay. Next question. What kind of background do you have that gave you the confidence to pull all this together?
Yeah, so so I've been a software engineer for about 18 years, full time of building applications, enterprise applications, content management systems. So I have a ton of experience, and I've also been an entrepreneur on the side. I own other revenue businesses, and I had an opportunity to be director of marketing communications for an IT company, and I led marketing communications for about 4 years. And I learned marketing in a technology scope of realm, so that gave me a different perspective. And we went from 50 million to 150 million, and then got acquired. So I realized what works. How does a professional business go to market? How do you delegate as a CEO? Because I work with the executive suite, right? And that was kind of my mindset, to be as professional as possible. Because unfortunately, I've seen a lot of Web3 companies kind of wing it and not have that professional realm. And I saw some of my favorite companies come and go. And I wanted to bring my expertise in this platform. So that's my knowledge. Software engineering, product design, marketing. And it was a great combination to bring it into the space.
And let me ask you a question. How did you how'd you come across the NFT scene? Like, how did that happen?
Man, so I got back into crypto in like 2015, 2016. My best friend is a venture capital general manager. Like he runs shit, right? So he knows about blockchain technology. And we were in actually Cabo, Mexico. We're actually like in a party, hanging out midnight. And he's like, hey, I got to go do this. I'm like, what are you doing? And he ended up having to go mint an ape one of those apes back in the day, and he like went through the roof, and he was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, creative, like, you do IT, you're creative, you do design, you have to try this blockchain technology. Out of you of software engineering, understanding technology, we could see you, thriving into this. And I dove into it head first. And I dove into too hard because Web3 will suck you up if you don't know how to balance yourself, right?
Especially spaces.
Yeah, and I got into it, and I got on X, started connecting, did a bunch of spaces, burned myself out 100 times,
Yeah,
and but
join the club with that one.
yeah, it just went to town. And then on a personal side, I had my first daughter. So that really put a pause to everything of Web3, right? Because it's family time and focusing on that. So that gave me a different perspective of how I wanted to be in the space, right? Should I just leave, right, and just deal with my family, or how do I balance it with my regular IRL work and figure out what's going to be the best return on investment for me to want to be here? How can I provide the most value if I'm going to be in this ecosystem? And that's where creating a platform was the perfect fit.
All right. All right. Okay. So, introduced to the NFT space because your friend picked up an ape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wild,
Well, you know what? Yeah,
wild.
yeah, that would be a definite wild introduction. I think most people, most artists, they introduced to space because of the news of people making the big sale. And that really went. I mean, that was a big thing across the internet. I think that woke up a ton of artists. I mean, everybody came pouring in because of that big sale. But in the background, when you got into spaces and you started learning and you started listening,
Brutal.
it was the apes.
Brutal.
Yeah, well, yeah, really hard to learn in the beginning, especially if you weren't here from the beginning. Because I think the whole NFT scene was blooming around 2016, 2017.
Yep.
So stumbling in 2020, 2021, you're just kind of catching the beginning, the
Yeah.
middle of that whole explosion. It was kind of like whoever had a somewhat. I mean, it was like, you know what? It was almost like everything was selling, because nobody knew what was going to do good and what was going to do bad. People were just so happy to be into it. But the apes were one of those things that really took off. So if you did have an ape, and not only that, but the apes were making news. The apes was something that I was introduced to because of the Beeple thing.
Yep.
Because you just hear for an artist hears, holy shit, Beeple sold for 69 point what? How much million?
Yeah.
And then he's selling a JPEG, because that's all you understand from the opposite end of it. It's like you don't really get a grasp on the whole situation until you come in and you learn.
So Marc,
yeah.
I learned the hard way, and I saw like my friend catch a bag, right, like a good bag, and I was like, man, all right, what else is out there that I can invest in and to buy? And meme coins weren't out, or any of that, or that shit was out. It was just like, artwork and collections, and it was all PFPs. So a friend of mine was like, yo, there's a new collection that's coming out. I'm like, all right, bet. You have to join Discord. I'm like, what the hell is the Discord? What the hell is Discord? And Discord was challenging because like all the navigation stuff. So I hopped onto Discord. I started trying to follow along. I joined the whitelisting, and this was on Ethereum. In Ethereum back then, I think the NFT was like $150, but gas was like $80. Just something crazy.
Yeah, gas was a real problem back then.
Yeah, like, so it was minting day. I got 2 of them. I saw all the hype and everything. 2 days later, website went down, Discord went away, and I learned about the word rug really, really, really fucking quick. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, is this real? Like, how do I get my money back? And I'll tell you this, Marc, I found the guy. I found the guy on LinkedIn, and I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, like, bro, what happened, man? You took my money. And he's like, yeah, man, the market's going down. Sorry. I'm like, wow, okay. So I learned about getting rug literally my first week into blockchain technology. And that's when I realized I'm never I- I'm never buying Ethereum NFTs right now because the gas blew me away. Like I felt like I could have bought 4 NFT. And that's when I said, let me try this at a smaller scale. Let me go to Polygon, which is a layer two 0.00 cents of transactions. Maybe I can start here, right? And that's when I started building my Moonlight Owl collection. And I did 50, but I knew about marketing and I knew how to get people excited. And let me tell you the story about the metaverse. Is Spatial IO came out. Are you familiar with Spatial.io?
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spatial just got released, and I was searching like metaverse stuff. I just got a Meta Quest, and I found out Spatial had like metaverse rooms that you can go in there and hang up artwork. And I was one of like the very first creators to get on Spatial, and I told everybody, hey, I've got this drop that's coming. It's going to be in the metaverse. No one knew about Spatial yet, yada yada yada. And I was like, you guys have to come check it out. And I put all my artwork in my little gallery, and I would go on spaces. These were Shield spaces. If you guys remember Shield spaces, drop a 100 in the chat. If you remember just all day Shield spaces, my guy Skirpy, and I would go in there and be like, guys, I've got this Polygon collection, and I used to get laughed at because it was Polygon, right?
I was just about to ask you. They
Yeah.
give you shit because it was Polygon.
Oh man, it was probably one of the hardest things to do, but it was such a good experience to realize how to show your project, how to provide value. And it was a different time back then. So I realized, okay, let me put my marketing hat on. How the fuck can I get people excited about this project? How can I get people excited about a collection they've never seen, an artist that just got rugged and just joined the space, right? How does that work? So I put a post, I said, hey guys, I have a community art wall. Who wants to put your artwork on the wall? Now I had 50 people that are like, boom, 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 right? Here's my artwork. Here's my artwork. Here's my artwork. And I took all their artwork and I put it into like an NFT wall, right? Inside the metaverse. Come the day that I opened up my metaverse, everyone came, not really for my owls. My owls were there, but to see their artwork. And I saw the power of Web3 community, people from all over the world coming together to share an experience, a digital experience inside the metaverse. And that's when I got the aha moment. Oh, this is what I could do. Bring people together, sell artwork, connect with people, and be a thought leader in the space. Long story short, through my events, I created like a value. We do like metaverse events, sold my collection. But then I started working with Polygon to be one of Polygon's first, it was called Polygon Studios partner, and start putting out showcase. We did like Polygon showcase. And then we went over to like metaverse summit, Web3 summit. We started doing these like IRL kind of like metaverse events. And that's how I grew my following more in the metaverse, but more of a thought leader. And I stopped doing my NFT collection because I saw more value for me as a creator to connect with people all over the world and provide value through these like networking events and these showcases event. But then the well kind of dried out with the metaverse, and people would leave and disappear, and we couldn't see like a real profile where they were at. And again, that's where the idea came out with like Webbie Social. Let me create something that that creators can still connect to a hub, show artwork, and still be able to see opportunities and monetize in Web3.
Now just to ask you a couple questions. Did I hear you right that your owls? Did you say that they got up to 1,500 a piece?
Yeah. It was $1,500 or 1,500 or like $1,300 a pop, and
On
these
Polygon?
are, bro. We can bring it up here on OpenSea, and I can show it to you. I here. Let me see if I can find it here. It was
This is
on
crazy
Polygon.
because
50.
there used to be there's an artist named Artistic Alliances. She always used to be in this space, the Mongoose space, which is one of the spaces where I learned everything about this. Like this is where I was my learning ground. And she always used to be like Polygon, 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 but I never understood why. I didn't understand about gas fees at the time. I didn't know what rugging was. Everybody was talking about rugging. And but the price on poly, that just see, because I know what she used to sell her artworks for. So to hear that the owls are that is like mind blowing on Polygon.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing that set it off for me, because that's when people kind of took it serious. Like, okay, this is where it's at. Moonlight Owls.
And Polygon, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're a pretty big network, aren't they?
Yeah, in the L2 section as well too. They're more for like technology realm, and that's where we saw like a lot of growth, and that's why I picked it because I was looking at you've got like Bitcoin for like investing, Solana for flipping and trading, and for me it's I was thinking like, what's the cheapest layer that I can jump in and at least try to do something in here, right? And Polygon fit the right feet, and they had a small ass community, like a tiny ass community that allowed us to be like, okay, let's see what happened. See if I can find it.
I was gonna say, where was Base at the time then?
Oh man, base. Oh, I don't even want to get into this, but I think base is great. By the way, it's just the timing. They're bringing in a lot of people with UX, UI, and what they're doing. But yeah, so that's how I started with NFTs. Did one collection, and then I moved over to generative art because I started doing one-on-one like metaverse events. I got away from the PFP side of things, and I went kind of back to my traditional art and started going to like the one-on-one artists, and that's where I connected the most. And I was like, okay, I like one-on-one artists, and then they had like Night Cafe, and it was like nope, like very beginning of AI generation of compared to where we are with like Mid Journey and stuff, things like that. But it was so exciting, right, to seeing people create and innovate with some prompts and see what would be able to generate. It would take some time, but there was some life in there for people to create, innovate, and build a community around.
And also, not for nothing, but if I heard correctly, which I'm almost positive I did, you were working with Vans as well back then. Didn't you guys have a project together, women?
Yeah. So remember I was telling you I was building metaverse events?
Yes.
Yeah. So Vans and I connected, and it was actually a really great connection. Vance is actually one of my best friends still to this day, an amazing artist, leader in the space. And I wanted to do like a collection, and it was right around Women in Tech Month. And I said, Vance, like, here's an opportunity. You want to do this together, right? I'll build the metaverse. We'll do the marketing. You'll forefront it. We'll figure it out. Long story short, we did like 4 Women in Techs showcases, right? Hundreds of artists, hundreds of women that got brought into the ecosystem. Vans went out of her way to like curate, put the women's artwork in NFT NYC, and we really kind of took off with the Women in Tech and really grew out that initiative with different art, but also a different community compared to the smaller PFP. That allowed us to dive into different blockchains, like Tesos, a little bit of Solana, Ethereum, and that really kind of created more of that diversity. And by the way, Webbie Social would not have any open calls if it wasn't for Vans. I want to be very transparent. Vans is the one that was like, here, let's try the open calls on Webbie Social. And I was like, I don't have that integration system in Webbie yet. She was like, we'll figure it out. Right. And then we figured it out. It worked well. And then, the rest is kind of history right now.
So here's let me ask you this question. Where most people, because you see, I mean, it sounds like you kind of got in there at a certain time when I was just learning about what PFP projects were, and from there, I was, that time period that you're talking about had every artist was creating a PFP project at that time period because PFPs were so hot at that time period. But now, here's my question. And you've seen a lot of marketplaces come and go because we were around the same time. I'm sure we saw the same things. But Webbie Social, how does that differ from, all these marketplaces? Because most of these marketplaces are minting places, And maybe you want to explain where, because a lot of times in TGIF, you made it. You made it clear that you're in your own lane, opposed to what everyone else is doing. So, how does Webbie Social differ from everything else that's taking place in Web3?
Yeah, so a couple things is we wanted to be the lowest friction for you to log into the platform. That was always the biggest hurdle for a lot of traditional artists or people to logging into like any of these marketplaces or Web3 platforms itself. So that's why we went with like a social login. So that was the first hurdle that we went in. Second part, we don't want to be a marketplace. We have no we have a light marketplace, but the whole marketplace was kind of not where the direction of our minimal viable product was. There's a ton of other marketplaces out there, and they're doing what they need to do. That just wasn't our direction. We wanted to build a professional hub first. That was our goal, not to build a marketplace, was to build a professional hub for creators to showcase their artwork or their collection. And we thought, okay, what is a professional platform out there that we want to look forward to? And we looked at LinkedIn, and we were like, okay, how do we build like a LinkedIn for people, share their professional? And then we thought about how can we monetize and make money on it? And that's when we thought about monetizing through tipping and open source crowdfunding with blockchain technology. So right now, creators can go into the platform, create their profile, create posts. They can list things on the marketplace, but it's all hyperlinking back to wherever they decide to mint or whatever smart contract that they want to be on. Because there's a lot of artists here that have a collection on OpenSea or might have a collection on Rarible, but you can never have that cross pollination on one platform, right? Or be able to show that portfolio. And X is a complete mess when you're trying to see the timeline, right? I got war news on the right hand side. I've got presidential stuff going on the right hand side.
Let me ask you something. You got fight videos constantly coming down the timeline, or is that just me?
I think that's just you, right?
Oh, great.
Yeah, and then I had like this like random ass thing that didn't even matter to me, right? And it just throws me off of what I wanted to do. Not only that is that I saw there's also a lot of negative people on X. There's a lot of haters. There's just a lot of just cloud of just people.
You know why? Anonymous. Usually, I'm not gonna have I'm gonna have a problem saying the word. I always do. But when you have an anonymous, when you have the ability to be anonymous on a site,
sure.
It seems like it breeds a lot of big balls for people to write whatever they want. But when you can figure out who someone is, all of a sudden everybody behaves. But God, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but that we were just trying to create just a professional like portfolio page. That's all it was. We were thinking of like, have you heard of a link tree?
Yes, yeah.
That's what our first minimal viable product was. Let's just build a little link tree, see where it goes, and just kind of do something different, right? We weren't trying to have a marketplace. We weren't trying to have live streaming and the whole circus. That wasn't we were just, again, a real startup company. We try to build something and try to find a market fit. And what is it small? Because the last thing I want to do is spend thousands of hours, thousands of dollars building something that no one likes. I'd rather build something small that people love and then build off of that. And that's the way Webbie's like mission of actually how we build things now.
Now before the show, I always, like I said, like I mentioned in the beginning, I had set up a page, but to be honest with you, I've been on and off so many platforms.
Sure.
That, you kind of sit back, you wait to see it. I just never jumped back on it, never explored it. And now, before the show, you were kind of running me through how everything works. Interesting. You're able to take posts from everywhere and bring them all, like you said, into one hub. You could post, literally, if I have this correctly, you could draw in a video, whether it's from YouTube, Rumble, anywhere you post, an X Live video. After that, a photo, a post. And then you also showed me the ability to control your algorithm. And we're going to obviously in a little bit, bring everybody over to the screen and show everybody these features and how they work and what makes Webbie Social so special. But maybe you could talk a little bit about these features that you implemented and why you did the way that you did, because where most platforms don't allow you to, I mean, even X, they even say it if you post anything as far as you post a YouTube link, you post any type of link, and they tell you that the algorithm will push you down. It won't allow people to see it. It'll hurt your visibility.
Yeah.
You didn't seem like that was a concern of yours, and so it's kind of like open source almost, where hey, post whatever you want, go nuts. We're not gonna hurt you for sharing anything else anywhere. And I was just kind of curious. I want you to not only speak about that, but the mentality behind it as well is important, because where someone's trying to keep you from leaving the platform, you're all right with post whatever, and wherever they end up, they end up. So yeah, go ahead. Why don't you take it from there, man?
Oh, I think for me, again, we were building it out, just trying to build something small. Like we weren't even thinking about where it was going. But I had my product, my software engineer hat on, is like, well, how can I build a post that you can, filter it, tag it the right way so it can be found, right? And like we're not even smart enough to create our own like algorithm yet. We're not there yet. We didn't even have the data to build our own algorithm. So for us, it's just regular posting, and that's the way YouTube started. When YouTube first rolled out their platform, whatever posts hit the top of the line, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna shadow ban people for wanting to create their posts. If you're coming on the platform and you're gonna post something, you're gonna get seen, right? So right now we have regular posts. And then we have digital art where you can actually tag, if it's an AI, if it's your traditional pop art. Have you heard of Bobby Becker?
Yes.
Bobby came on the platform as like, creative, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to change this, you change that. And I was like, okay, bet, thank you, let me know. So she really shaped a little bit of her traditional or digital art tabs with pop art, AI, because I just had AI and traditional. She was like, no, you need way more categories, pop art. So things like that. And we still need to build on photography, which we'll get into a little bit later. And that allowed me to create like a post, but I can be very diverse with that post. And as a software engineer, we call it a content type. And one post can be a content type, but the way that you label it or place it allows you to get more visibility or be put in the right place. Right now we have, again, we're only like 7 months into this game right now. We have 0 comments, we have 0 direct messages, we have 0 video integration. But for somehow, that's what makes us different, and that's what people really love about the platform. There's no noise. There's no commenting or worrying about that. Direct messages we're looking to add next, but removing that created a friction for people to just come in and enjoy the artwork. It's super visual. There's no text on the platform, right? It's really in your eyes. And that's where I see the new age of the Gen Zs and the next generation. They're going to be more visual more than anything, instead of reading and going through it. So that was kind of like our first, whatever we could produce at the time, we produced. And we don't have all the video. We just embed YouTube videos. We did have X also embedded into there, but it didn't look good, so we went ahead and removed that. And we every 7 months we do a survey, and we ask the community what features you like and what features you don't like, and that allows us to drive what are the next features that are rolling out. When I first rolled out this platform, I rolled out a job board page, and I did this survey, and out of I think the 40 some people that completed the survey, nobody liked the job board page. And I was like, man, I can't build something that I think is right all the time. I need to listen to what my community wants. I removed the job board page, and then next thing you know, they wanted to have an open call feature. And I said, okay, how the hell do I do this, right? And then I connected with other people, and we ended up building that features. And a lot of the features that we have now, or the functionality, is all user-based driven. Everybody's feedback is what drives those functionalities and features. And the feedback has been really phenomenal around user experience, also around functionality, speed, performance. and what also enhancements that they want to see here in the future.
So interesting. You did mention that, and I heard this once before, but you did mention that you decided to do away with the comments, and the
Yep.
the interaction. Uh, the yeah,
Risky move. A
ve-
risky move.
yeah, very. Almost like a dad who decided to disable certain parts of the internet that he felt right would
Not by
cause.
choice. It's just honestly we didn't know how to add all those integration. It was such a huge database, a huge functionality. And as a startup company in the tech realm, you want to figure out what works early and make sure that you're doing it right because otherwise it probably would have stopped Webbie another 4 or 5 months to even try to figure that out, right? We couldn't wait. We had to launch with what we had. And in the very beginning, people are like, hey, why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? Now they're like, damn, I love that. I don't have to have comments. I don't have to worry about negative Nancy coming
Someone
on here.
ruining your day.
Yeah, right. And it's only between hearts and likes, or I mean, fires and hearts. And we're going to build a little bit more functionality regarding that. It's like, again, it's a minimal viable product. And right now we're still trying to find market fit. And I think we found something with the digital art and the open calls that's really shaping the future for us.
So let me ask you a question. How's traffic look without comments?
Fire, fucking fire. So we have 1,300 users on the platform. We have an estimated time around 8 minutes on Google Analytics, and over 1,000 people returning in 30 days. So we have a shitload of engagement and a shitload of users that are coming back. So we realized that the comments was a risky move, not adding it, but the content that was there and the functionality of checking out profiles, low engagement, kept people on the platform, for a good amount of time.
Well, you remove comments. You don't got to worry about bots. You don't got to worry about links. You don't got to worry about people. I mean, half the reason why I think they love the comments, and Instagram is a perfect example of this, Facebook
So
as
good.
well, is with the minute they get arguing, you end up being in an argument for 2 hours, and they love traffic. So it almost encourages traffic. So risky move is right. But it seems like it's benefiting regardless, which because you almost it almost sounds like that you've decided to build something for content creators,
Yep.
artists. Where what else do you need to focus on but their art and their content creation? And you know what? If you don't like something, you could go click on the YouTube and go curse at them over there. Whereas you decided just to strictly focus on the person's content, the person's art, or the person's creative abilities, rather than letting somebody, voice their opinion about what they think of your creative abilities. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you have that right. And not only that, is that the way people use emojis has a better feeling now. Like the fire and the heart connect. And because I've been an artist, and I remember like working my ass off to put a YouTube video together, and someone be like, "Oh, this shit sucks" or something like that. Like that, I was like, that kind of hurt my feelings, right? And also being with art, like I've been around arts kids, like they
Very
put their heart
sensitive.
and effort
Yes.
to put
Yes.
like the time in
A
to
lot of
create an art.
passion.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of passion. Have someone in there, say something can ruin your vibe, and I didn't want that. And we also are partnered with 34 Gallery, where they do suicide prevention, and we want to work with organizations that are helping kids or supporting kids, but also, we, that's the whole reason why they're not on X, right? So things like that, we realized, man, this is cool. I guess we don't need comments. We don't need to spend all this time. And I guess what makes us different than any other platform right now, right, is like every other platform that I see that has social has comments. And I know it's people are like, why? It's just whatever. This is what makes us different. And I'm gonna run with it. And by the way, in the last 30 days, we only have 1,300 people, 4.3 thousand over 4.3 engagement sessions, 1.5 user sessions in 8 minutes and 28 seconds on the platform. So people are coming, they're staying, they're not just leaving a regular website. They're either posting, engaging, or checking out what other creators are doing it. And not only that, is that the user feedback survey, they're letting me know if something is whack or something is not good, but they'll also let me know what's really working well, and that allows us to double down on those features.
So I'm gonna ask two things. Something that I really noticed about you, unlike a lot, is you actually listen to your audience. That I realized right away. Number two, MySpace.
Love MySpace.
MySpace, Tom was the best. He never touched the algorithm. He always allowed you to see every single post that everyone made. Didn't matter how many people you followed. You just kept scrolling until you saw all the posts. But interesting, you could comment, but there was no interaction on the page. It was just comments, and if a comment fell that you didn't like, you just deleted it. But I remember how awesome that site was, and how much fun. And of course, he also allowed you to design your own page the way you wanted it. Add gifs, songs,
Music.
Yeah, right. You went to your page and you had a track listing, and music started blasting, and photos started flickering, and as long as you hosted the stuff, you could post whatever you want on your page, and people have they just come, no likes, nothing like that. The comments at the bottom. If you didn't like something, you just deleted that comment. But not a lot of he didn't. Be very beginning stages. I don't know what MySpace would look like today, but back then, not a lot of interaction. I don't think that was by program though. I think that's just the way it worked back then, because it wasn't advanced enough at that point in time. However, I will say this: best platform I ever had an experience on. Moved to Facebook, and I don't know, just something about your real name, couldn't touch the page. Although fan pages, they allowed you to run rampant with fan pages, which was nice because you could, in the beginning, you scoop up as many people as you could. They allowed people, and then it got to a point where it was like, okay, now we're going to charge for people to see your page. All of a sudden, everything died there. It was just like, Instagram, not owned by
Meta.
Not owned by him yet. So everybody started trickling over to Instagram, having a good time on Instagram.
Sure.
Then, of course, it became a threat, and then he ended up buying it and implemented the same thing over on Instagram. So now at this point, everybody's kind of looking around. YouTube came on the scene. YouTube started getting big. However, there was always this site, TikTok, that came out of nowhere and just blew everybody away.
Yeah.
Why? Because TikTok gave you the ability to reach people you didn't know. And that's what all these other sites make you pay for. TikTok gave you the ability to make a post, and it tested it with the audience. And if the audience liked it, then all of a sudden it was like, hey, let's get this guy into the mainstream. Let's show him to people that are not following him. And then that they gave a lot of the people the ability to grow organically because they saw a hot piece of media. Oh, shit, everybody likes this. Everybody's bookmarking it. Everybody's liking it, commenting. Let's get this into the mainstream. And then, boom, all of a sudden, poof, all the party came to you. And that's why TikTok is dismantling everyone else, because it gives everybody the ability to reach a fan base you never even knew that you had. They're not necessarily jamming you on the algorithm or running your credit card through to pay to get seen, which is what every other site does. Oh, even X now. I don't know if you noticed on your X, when you make a post, all of a sudden little yellow tab comes up and says, promote to 100, have your post seen 100. Well, you know where that's going. Throw some money in. And I mean, you know what? I'm not even crazy at the fact that you have to pay for a blue check mark. Because, whatever the reasons are, they are, but you're now implementing you have to pay. People get on social media, they just want an honest shot. Let the content speak for itself. Yes, there's ways of gaming things, but MySpace never did that. And so I kind of almost feel like with TikTok, they didn't keep the MySpace formula because obviously they implemented a little of everything, but they allowed you to get out there and get to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sounds like what Webbie Social is, promoting what you're doing, what you're building. Now, I don't know if any influence from MySpace days, but it sounds like you're trying to get the content to everybody and give everybody a fair shot. Is that a somewhat of a fair assessment of what's taking place?
Absolutely. And that's because of me also, it's crazy. I have like 12,000 followers on X, and I feel like sometimes I'm shadow banned. I'm just like, what's going on, right?
Yeah, you get 2 likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, like I also have to get 5 million impressions to be able to monetize and start making money on the platform. Like, you want me to die on this platform every single day, be the reply guy, crush my algorithm to be going the wrong place? Like, it's not a healthy way of using social media. And that's also a big problem right now, is that, the algorithms are so messed up. Like, I'll be scrolling and it's like, whoa, how did I get this girl on my reel? And I clicked on it. Now I got all girls coming out at me left and right. So it's just, the algorithm is just so weird now. Monetizing is so challenging. But the creators that were on Facebook are a lot different than creators that are now. And then the new creators that are coming now onto the platform, or like our next generation, are going to be even way different now with AI, right? How they're using, UGC generated content, video content. The whole content creator economy is about over, $50 billion, and it's going to increase more because more people are creating content, right? You've got live streaming. TikTok is also like blowing up for live streaming, but their marketplace, shopping, right? People are shopping more than anywhere on the platform. We rolled out this like beta marketplace, and it's our 3rd best feature on Webbie Social, and we just rolled it out. We rolled it out to Webbie Plus users, and I think within the first 2 weeks, we saw like 20 sales, or some other people just showing that they were making sales, right? And we're like, wow, this is like untouched. But we still don't want to get into the marketplace. There's just a lot of legal stuff going on there, policies. That's not really where like my heart is. I want to help artists highlight and showcase them. If they want to market and use this marketplace, by all means. If you want to get a 3rd web contract and host it on your own platform, by all means, do whatever you want to do for it. I don't want to be the one telling you where you should sell your lemonades and your apples, right? I just want you to have somewhere where you can highlight to promote your products and your services. And the other thing too is that marketplaces, as a content creator like myself, there's different ways to make revenue. And this is for you artists that are listening right now, right? There's artists that just sell work on the blockchain, but there's artists that sell prints. There's artists that sell merchandise. There's artists that sell tickets to their IRL events. There's all these different revenues for creators to make money nowadays. Having some of these marketplaces limit to you to only just selling NFTs, right? With Webbie, you can sell your tickets, your merch, anything that you want. You can hyperlink it to whatever channels that you want and so forth. And that was my thought of like, man, I've got to get an event right here. I got to do this here, and I got to do that. How do I put them all in together and have that digital hub for everybody to see or connect with? And that was my platform when it comes to monetizing as a creator.
I was gonna say, TikTok. So originally it was Facebook ads, uh, Facebook page connected to a Shopify, and then that money kind of moved to the Amazon store, and then that money kind of left the Amazon store, and the money moved to the TikTok shops, because I mean the craze on. Also interesting app that just caught my attention, and seems to be catching a lot of excitement right now. Whatnot. I don't know if you had a chance to check out Whatnot or heard of Whatnot, but live time streaming, because I believe Whatnot picked up on. I mean, if you just go on TikTok and you scroll, live time auctions. That's what they.
Yeah.
The minute you get your 1,000 and you move to a creator profile, and then boom, you have the ability to go live. They're sitting there opening card packs
all day, just gifts
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
not only that too, is that the way that creators monetize or make money on there, the platform is getting a pretty crazy cut, like YouTube or Spotify, and they don't get their money directly, like right then and there. If I do a video, I don't make my money that day. I have to wait through the cycle. Even like on X, if you guys monetize on X, just throw 100 in the chat real quick if you're listening. If you are a creator that monetizes on here on X, just go ahead and put that out there. But I think I might have lost you, Mark.
Oh shit!
The camera might have died here, but
Keep going. Yeah, I'm here. Keep going. Keep going.
yeah. As a creator, like monetizing was always a challenge, and I remember like working my ass off on X, and like being the reply guy, and like I got like I think it was like the first one was like $300, and I was like, damn. To get $300, I had to stay up all night, reply, have all my notifications. This is brutal, and I don't get paid until like
Bro, they
weeks out.
they got you working, bro.
Yeah. But I figured, well, now that we have blockchain technology and you have peer-to-peer transactions, how can we send that direct deposit right into that user's wallet, right? And here comes smart contracts, right? So the way that creators can monetize on Webbie is obviously they can make sales somewhere else, whatever, highlight them. But we have peer-to-peer tipping, where people can actually go in your profile, they see that you do really well, and tip you through obviously 3 different networks. And we support Base, Say, and Polygon, obviously, because Polygon's my deep in my heart. Those are the 3 blockchains. In the future, we're going to start looking at other networks as we grow a little bit, because I know there's some diehard Tezos fans, Solana fans, and I hear you. I got you. We'll get there. And I realized that it was some good from peer-to-peer transaction where people were doing some work, but I realized that there were some creators that went out and hanged out with each other, and they paid through pizza that way, through crypto, right? Because they didn't have to find their 000 number and try to figure it out. We figured out the user experience where you can go to your friend's profile, like a Venmo, figure out where they are, send them money through the integration, send it, and then you have a UI that shows how much you tipped and how much you've earned. Right. And again, it goes right through that peer-to-peer smart contract. And then we started looking at GoFundMe. Have you heard of GoFundMe?
Yes.
GoFundMe is an incredible platform as well too, but they take like 8%, 10% of some of those like big fees for that. So I figured, how can we create like a goals page, right? But also still fall in the line of United States policy and being compliant. So the tipping and the donation allows that to be peer-to-peer transaction. It doesn't break any regulations. And I'm proud to say Webbie Social is compliant by design, right? We're not breaking any rules or regulations. We're never holding funds on our wallet for you. Everything is done through a smart contract. You guys own your wallets. You guys hold all your seeds, and again, allow that peer-to-peer transaction. So that was like our entry door for Web3. And that's like, okay, let's just add that layer of Web3 and see what happens. And what we found out is that we onboarded a lot of people by not having a wallet, because you don't need a wallet to log in. You just need a Gmail. So we brought in some of these traditional artists or people that are from Facebook that don't have Web3, that have no idea what Web3 is, but they don't know on the back end there's Web3 integration whenever they want to start getting some tips or start raising some money. And One Love Art DAO did a great example of this. They created a goal. They had an amazing banner at NFT NYC, and they're raising money to have another banner at NFT NYC, and they created a goal, and they're raising funds through that platform. It's open, it's transparent. Creators can see how like a progress bar to see how far they tipped. But also too for them, they also collect fees when they're displaying artwork at the gates, right? They actually use Webbie for that, for them to collect payment. So there's just so many different revenues for this tipping and the donation that's lightweight, that's easy to use. And that's kind of our goal. How do we make a product that's easy to use, not a crazy head spin? Because traditional artists, they don't want to be developers. They don't want to know about the blockchain. They just want to figure out, hey, how blockchain works. And if when I'm ready, then I'll go to a marketplace. I don't want to put a marketplace down your throat, right? So that's why we created a light marketplace where you can just hyperlink back to your Shopify or whatever you want with Web 2. When you're ready to dive into Web 3, it's going to be there for you. And we just had this open call, Infinite Realms. And Anna, who I think you're familiar with, and Jen, we were going through an open call and we were trying to find an artist where their socials were. And this person didn't have Instagram or X. They were just a traditional artist that just had a Gmail. That's a huge outcome for us as a Web3 community or as a community onboarding, is that we onboarded somebody that has never been in Web3, got on the open calls and found out about Web3. Now her artwork is going to be minted in a project that she would have never really done unless she got into this this open call system. So shout out to like Chaz, the whole community, by like, you know, creating buzz. And what's happening is that that buzz is also spilling out to different platforms and different people. And that's how we're integrating not just people that are diehard on X, but other creators that are on other platforms to check out Webbie.
Now, quick question. When it comes to the tips or it comes to the sales, how does someone, and I think you mentioned this, I don't know if I missed it, but how does someone who is not familiar as far as wallet-wise, how does someone get paid?
Yeah, so basically when you get on the platform, you have like a $sign on your profile. Once you connect that, it says connect to your digital wallet, right? And then you get the screen to either create a wallet or connect your additional wallets. So you've got Rainbow, OpenSea, MetaMask, Phantom. So if you have someone that already has a wallet, you're ready to go. But if you don't, you can start creating a wallet through that first integration. It shows you how to connect your wallet.
And who's not going to want to learn how a wallet works if they got a chunk of change that they want to get to? It's a very motivational way of getting someone to figure out how a wallet works. Is you hit them with the tips first, and hey, you want your tips? Just connect your wallet. At least that's the way I see it.
No, yeah. So I think of Webbie as like Webbie 2, as like Web 2.5, right? We saw what like the traditional Web 2 had. I saw what a lot of the Web 3 social media platforms have, and like I'm a smart guy. Like I could feel like I can navigate, but there's some platforms that I joined that I was like, God damn, I've got to connect this, connect that. I got to buy this to flip this to get this XP.
All of
I'm done. I'm like, there's no way I want to ever do this again. And
it's
imagine
like a circus on all of them.
Yeah, well, imagine trying to onboard somebody to this and be like, hey, let's sit down together, right? It was just too challenging for me, and as someone that I really value user experience, I was like, man, this is probably a little challenging. So what can I do to just make it easier when they're ready? They can do it. So we're trying to think of Webbie as like the Trojan horse of Web3, and we're actually going to attend Pancakes and Booze here in Washington, D.C., and onboard a whole rack of artists that are traditional artists into Web3. Not even telling them about Web3, but just onboarding them. Here, check out your artwork where the algorithm doesn't control you. You can create a portfolio that's visible, not just on a mobile phone, but on a desktop, right? Where you can share, earn badges, revenue streams, and have all these different capabilities and features in open call that help you create, to be able to create, connect, and discover new opportunities.
Als, here's the crazy thing. In the back of my mind, having Josh as a good friend, and always being on the phone with him, he probably laugh right now if he's always hitting me with the I listen, I can't do the doom and gloom today. So AI, and he's always sending me these links to these AI videos.
Sure.
AI's taking over, robots are taking over, this is taking over, that's taking over. I have no jobs. Nobody's gonna have any work. I was like, bro, I can't do, the doom. But the reality of AI being implemented, the reality of robots being implemented, robots are going to serve you your food. Robots are probably going to handle your laundry. Robots are probably, look at Musk and his automated car systems. I've always said that the reason why AI is going to succeed is because, or the reason why robots, AI, whatever, is because it's going to knock out human error. It's going to knock out human theft. You open a business, you always have to make a calculation for human theft. You open a business, you're going to have to set aside some funds for human error, lawsuits, sexual harassment, all sorts of stuff. Why? Because the minute you implement humans, all these extra costs come with it. So who's not going to want to cut out the human cost or the human, chunk of change that costs your business, hundreds, thousands, millions, which makes sense why AI would automatically start being implemented. Works around the clock, 24/7. The robots, all they do is take a charge. You got to pay an electric bill. They're constantly going around the clock. You don't have to worry about all of these extra costs because it's going to delete human error from the business, which what business wouldn't jump on this? It's more profit, more profit.
Absolutely.
So now we know what's coming. You'd have to, let's be realistic. Jobs are going to slowly start disappearing. The more any type of construction, robot operated machinery, medical, robot operated, to precision. There'll never be a mistake. There'll never be I'm having a bad day. I'm upset. So something happened in my life which now affects the operating table, which causes a problem. You sew a hammer up in someone, and now you got a lawsuit with hospital, doctor, everything. So when you remove all that, it makes sense financially for any business to implement these things into their business. So we know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be wandering around. What's everybody? Now this is where, what's everybody going to do? But I've said it before. I said it again. I think everybody needs to start content creating. Everybody needs to get in touch with their inner artist and start figuring out how to, get online or whatever it is. Whether you knit, whether you paint, whether you create, whatever your thing is. Perfect example, TikTok. I follow a plumber, and I followed him for 3-4 years now. I remember when he first started, he used to create these little minute videos. He lives up in Boston. And he used to create these little minute videos, upload one a day with a voiceover, talking about his plumbing work. Now, his own plumbing company, has a very attractive wife, not bad looking himself. And now his wife released a swimsuit calendar, and where he has this 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 following. He has a great personality. His videos are funny. I'm not a plumbing guy, but he's funny as he walks around talking about all the plumbing shit. And now I went back and look every day. Now he has his own company, his own people working for him. I'm like, shit, this guy to me, he is the prime example of a person who a plumbing job, not a creative job, plumbing job, but you implemented his creativeness, his personality, his wife, got his wife involved, and you saw his numbers explode. He's a prime example of someone who took advantage of social media and really put it to work for him. And he didn't hesitate. He didn't stop. He didn't, never. And then turned that success into his own company. probably drawing major web revenue, TikTok revenue. He saw the whole picture and said, I'm going to use my personality to explode this, which is what he did. And now you've seen him going from this guy who's working for a company in a van by himself and is maybe trying to figure out how to get ends to meet. Probably doesn't have money problems. Entertaining hundreds of thousands of people with plumbing. And of course, he funny, like I said, put his personality to work for him, his charm. And now, you watch his videos and you giggle, you laugh, but every view you share, push it up into the algorithm, more and more people see him. And now I guarantee you probably his main source of income is content creation.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so we're in this new realm of personal branding, right? It's always been this business branding and stuff like that, but now people want to know the person. And now more than ever, I think it's more important to have a personal brand, right? To highlight what you do, what you showcase. And that's why LinkedIn is such a great hub, right? To see thought leadership, this demonstration. And I read this like professional service book, and it talked about like what are the best ways of marketing and how do you get the most business. It's not who has the best website, not who has the best graphic, not who has like the best social media posts. The way that they got the most business was through word of mouth. Let me introduce you to my friend here.
I got a guy.
Or, hey, you're looking to get on a podcast, go check out my guy, Marc, right? Or, hey, you're looking to get your car replaced. Let me take you to my guy. Right? It's through word of mouth, right? And that's how businesses really, preferred, especially in like higher like technology companies, how they do, contract and stuff. It's who you know, right? It's not what you know. Sometimes it's who you know to get you in that door. And when it comes to like startups, technologies, raising money, it's, you have to know this person. They went to this university. They're a part of this, frat part. It's who you know, right? And that's the way business still is to this day. And that comes from being consistent and keep showing up every single day, just like what you do on your show, right? And more people get to see you. You create that reach. And when you create that reach, more people recognize that and they're like, oh, I recommend you to this person. And as a creator, like, again, it's about building habits. And we're going to go deep here tonight, guys. It's about building habits, right? Building consistent habits that allow you to keep showing up and to keep building that personal brand, right? And that's the thing why a lot of creators come and go. They didn't have good habits. They had an awesome product. They had a great work. They had a good voice, but they didn't have the right habit or the right system for them to be consistent to be successful. So I think we're getting into this new era of creators wanting to explore and create a personal brand, and they're trying to figure out how they can be consistent, but then also run and get some revenue through that consistency.
Owls, we've been let's see,
I know a guy.
These we've been at it for almost an hour and 15 minutes.
Cool.
Why don't we move over to the you want to move over to the computer and start showing them everything that you're building?
Yeah, before we do that, I do want to take a moment to recognize like the creators on the platform before we switch gears and go over to the web. We rolled out like beta early, like a beta version of Webbie, and we had like 30 or some people, and those people dove into the platform. Some of them have far gone, and some of them joined earlier. Some people signed up. Maybe you might have been part of it. And I just want to say thank you. As a startup company, we're trying to find a market fit, and we're not trying to build the entire rocket ship right now. We're trying to build smart pieces and figure out how we can, figure out what that growth is. And we've actually found it from listening to the community, doing these open calls and being the best we can to be professional at those. So I just want to say thank you to the community for sticking with us, being consistent, and allowing us to try new things and being a part of the new wave of creators and where we're going. Like, we're just getting started. We're just finding our balance of how we're going to be releasing things and figuring out what's working. And we look at numbers. We look at the charts of growth. We look at how long users are staying, what features they like, and we like to do data driven decisions. And we see a lot of data pointing in the right way, and that comes from people that are coming in, diving in, but they're also sharing Webbie social. Webbie hasn't paid any ad revenues on any platform. Everything has come through organic growth of people sharing it. So as a founder, as a creator, I just want to say just thank you guys so much for supporting the movement, and hopefully you guys are having fun, seeing some new opportunities to be seen, new ways to connect, but also seeing where maybe your mental health can also deplug from some of these tier down social media platforms to give you something lighter to maybe make your day a little bit easier and not congest you with all that other stuff.
Also, as far as tips and everything that takes place, and I remember from Friday on TGIF, what Webbie don't I don't I, if I don't know, do you guys take a percentage of anything, or
Yeah,
how's
absolutely. Yeah. We're a business here. So if you were, we take 5%. So if you were tipping someone $10, we would make 50 cents. That's our platform fee. And it's written right there for donations and also for crowdfunding. That's what we have. And one thing I do want to talk, I know we talked about AI. I do want to talk about how we integrate AI into the platform, which I think is really cool. Is that when you post on Webbie, when you interact with other creators, when you earn money and revenue, we get all that data points, and we create you your own analytic dashboard. And we have an AI agent on the back end that looks at your data, your content type, and your engagement, your post, everything that you've put together. And it gives you recommendations of actually how to monetize, how to make more money based off what you're already doing, what you're creating, and giving you new ideas based off your data that you have provided into Webbie. We don't sell that at all. That's completely private for you and the creator to see that. So we're trying to give you more recommendations to monetize, create better content, and to show you more revenue streams for growth here in the space.
also I wanted to and I'm in no I mean, we usually keep the show 2 hours. Sometimes it runs 3 hours, so I'm in no rush. I don't know about you, but I just figured usually around the hour 15 mark, we head over and show him some stuff. It's like he keep asking questions while we show him everything.
Cool.
But I think another good example that I heard you mention and talk about was not only One Love Art Thou and what they're doing to raise money for the billboard in Times Square, but you did mention something about Mind Soul Meditation, how she said, hey, I got this podcast. I love to keep it going, but it's going to cost, X amount of dollars. And she raised some money to continue her podcast as well. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, she's earning some money through the platform, right? Chora is probably one of those unsung heroes here in this Web3 space. Probably one of the most creative, talented artists in this space, but like really wants to help artists. And she does it through her open calls that she does for free. And it takes a long time to create these open calls. It takes a lot of effort to put it together, and then she curates it. She does a video and live stream it. So she puts in a lot of effort to, putting it to, so it makes sense for her to earn revenue or creators to support all the support that she's creating for them. Even if it's like $4, $5, $10, she's on episode 15. So if you're an artist and you've been a part of our open calls, support the platform or the creator that's been supporting you. And it goes for a great cause. She's just going to do more. And that's the whole reason why I brought her on as the director of partnerships and open calls. She is passionate about this. She knows her stuff, and she's a tough cookie. She lets me have it all the time, and gives me really good advice of how to make the platform better, not only for the open call perspective, but also from a curator's perspective. and making sure that the curators have a really good experience when they're when they're using Webbie Social. So Anna just we went through the curator phase, and we made sure that we rolled out the red carpet. You have everything you need. We tag you in everything, because that's how our brand grows, by supporting the top curators and giving them a platform that works really well. And Webbie had no issues or anything during any of our open calls. So just want to chime in on that. But Chora, again, is like, she's the flagship of Webbie with her partnerships, communication. She's bringing in a lot of opportunities for us.
I remember we had a conversation. Our first conversation was almost 3 hours over video. I don't think I don't think, and that's
He's the
another thing.
best.
Yeah, that's another thing that I like about you guys. You picked up the phone and just called, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of just gonna let's get on the phone and just talk.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
sitting there,
No, I'm not texting you. No.
And she was all about like, let's get on a video and just, let's chop it up. And I'm
She's
like,
the best. Yeah.
I'm like, to me, it's the best form of communication rather than sitting there going back and forth inside, text messages or emails.
Yeah.
Because I think you could get a real feel for someone. But quick question. You just mentioned two ways that a content creator or an artist could get tips or raise funds.
Sure.
There's probably a plethora of use cases here for anyone. Hey, I'm trying to rent this room to play my. Right. Maybe.
I'm trying to get tickets to NFT NYC. I'm trying to go to Art Basel, right? There's creators that are like, hey, I need to get more AI tokens, right? There's so many different ways to earn revenue. But if you're consistently showing up and you have a good fan base, they will support you. But you also have to market yourself that, hey, I've got my tips. So if everybody here that's listening, if like Marc has ever supported you, if you've ever been on the Marc show here, go to Webbie and give him a tip, support him. I'm like, this guy has been busting it. You see this little light show he's got going on. Marc's on episode, I don't know, like 40, 50, I don't know. This guy does it out of his own budget, out of his own time to help you artists. I think it's up to us to like start saying, okay, here's some kickback for you taking some time to interview me, right? And that's something that I already have planned to take care of you. But like, regardless, I think, giving that platform and showing that visibility and showing how easy it is to them, hopefully we get more of those things. And like, even curators, people that are curating NFTs or showcases, they also have to get funded and raised as well too. So just more ways for us to donate and support artists instead of just buying their artwork, right? There's just different revenue streams that I think we can tap on, and we could also shape the future. We don't know what it could look like a year from now, 2 years from now, right? The content creator economy could change. Blockchain might have a crazy integration or something like that we could help people. And again, the peer-to-peer transaction is what I like. No more holding in a bank, waiting for the platform to finally say, okay, the time is over. Here you go, right? Everything is done through smart contracts on chain.
Well, not only that, but you saw how good Warpcast did. One of the great things that Warpcast, right? I think I have.
I don't know anymore. I only pay attention to Webbie Social. I tell Tora that.
It seems like to me the best platforms are the ones that pay you at the end of the night. You're not waiting a month or you'll get your payment in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Especially being an artist who is out there
hustling.
Dime.
Yeah, I'm on the space. Let me get a dime. So
let me eat. Let me get some fun.
Yeah. So I'll drop some alpha. We're integrating our platform into a way bigger environment, which is going to allow us to have more of these other functionalities and features that we'll talk about a little bit later. But we're looking at, like, Twitch was a great platform, right, to like tipping and supporting creators. Meta does it as well too. So how can we do that within crypto to get peer-to-peer tokens? And so we're looking at live streaming that way, maybe hosting spaces. There's a lot of things that we are like cooking up, but we have, as a platform, we still have to earn revenue and earn money so we can actually do that. I do want to say this, because this is a big question I get, is, will Webbie Social rug? Will Webbie Social just disappear in the woods or in the sky like everybody else? We are completely funded for the next 4.5 years. So you don't have to worry about us. You know, we're fully funded, ready to go. Right now, we're earning money so we can go the extra mile as we move forward. So I just wanted to put it out there because that's a question that people get. And then partnerships with like Anna, One Love, Art Dow, Jen, that allows us to build a better brand and more credible, and helping them and just being transparent, like working within their community. I know One Love Art Dow has their community badges. Like they wanted to try new things that we've never done before by creating Webbie badges. And I don't know, I think we're at like 70 community badges. So they're trying new things, and then they're asking for creator type to be community. So we're adding new things as we move forward. So that's why I said the community drives the new outcomes that we move forward. And I know we're going to be talking about photography here in a second, but like I said, I'm super stoked. And again, I'm super old school. I pick up the phone and I'm like, Mark, what are you doing? And Anna, I never met Anna before, by the way. And I'm like, Anna, what's up? It's great. She goes, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, no, I just wanted to catch up with you and XYZ. And I think that human connection still needs to be needed when you're building relationships and you're building trust.
One Love, I got a chance to finally meet everybody at NFT NYC, and
They're a group over
what
there.
a great group of people.
They're a group,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, great, and they love art. I can't, and they support it. They just
They're so skilled set too. They're like, someone's a musician, someone's painting, Jen's like marketing and selling. Like they've got like the Avengers over there. It's wild. And they get along really well, which is crazy.
yeah. I mean, that just everything seems to be very well-oiled machine, and I had a chance to join them at the Jutter Gallery. I had a chance to join them at they put on an event at oh shit. Why is the name not coming to me?
They put an event. There you go.
The build. No, this is an important thing.
In New York,
Yeah.
yes,
The oh man,
bro, they're doing shit. Like they are actually like doing stuff for artists. Like
the
like
billboards.
I've never seen a DAO actually do shit.
Yeah.
Like sorry, I don't mean to disrespect any DAO, but the way that they're moving from my perspective, the way that I'm looking at it, they're getting stuff done and they're helping artists and they're figuring out new ways to do it and they're adding their own flavor to it. So and I recently just joined the DAO. So if you guys haven't joined the DAO, go ahead and check out the Discord. Go to oneloveartdao.org and join the movement. They're going to be doing some new things. So a little shield there. They got some good leaderships. And yeah, we can talk all day about what they're doing and what Jen is doing. Jen is just like on a whole new level of like entrepreneurship. She's the boss lady over there.
I'm having a moment, but Chaz put on Chaz and One Love Art that they put on a great event on Friday. I can't pull the name, but it was at the World Trade Center where the you've seen the building, you know what I'm talking about, the white building with the spikes. And his name's just not coming to me at this
I know
moment.
what you're saying. It'll come to you. It'll come to you.
Third floor down, and what every event that I was a part of, it was a phenomenal event. They did a phenomenal job, but most importantly, it was just so awesome to see all the artists and the artworks, and they integrated live art, and just they made it like they're a family, and they made the events feel very family-ish. And it was just a good time, and it was nice to see everybody on the same wavelength, see all the artists going at it. It was just it was a really good vibe, and that a lot of times in the art world, you see a lot of competition, especially when it comes to galleries and shows, and you don't get that with them. With them, it's they're all helping each other, and I'll tell you why. A lot of that energy came from Spaces on X. I think that as every one of these social platforms, they have reasons why. That for me, you talk about Dead Book. They got the marketplace and dating, and then of course the old people, which is why I think that's what keeps Facebook breathing. And he's got the meta thing going on in the background, but a lot of people jumped over. Instagram, all the artists. The artists love Instagram. They love live. They love to do the posting.
For sure.
TikTok, all different sorts of creators. Like I said, plumbers, dancers, that not necessarily create art, but they are the art, or their personality is the art.
Or retail. I mean, it's a sweatshop marketplace over
Yeah,
there. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you don't have
it's
to
no
be an
joke over
artist
there.
to sit there and open cards or dig in a barrel and they pay. Oh, look here. Look at the marbles. All right, that's next package. Right. It's X spaces. X has
That
spaces.
that's the whole reason I'm on X. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's
Right,
like
right.
if I can figure out how to put like a kick-ass X space on Webbie, game over. Like we're doing. I want to do spaces where we can see artwork when like we're talking about artwork, right? I think I was in a space the other day. I think it was Chaz. Chaz was talking about someone's artwork, or someone was like, "Yeah, just go ahead and pin it." I'm like, God, Lee, we gotta
The
wait for you to
spaces
pin it,
do not
and
work.
then I gotta
They
go up
don't
there and
work.
scroll, and then guess what? The whole room rugged, right? So like, if we can have a thing like this when we have like 50 people in a space, and we figure out how to curate that, and like there's there's so much untouched space within the digital artist realm here with sharing artwork and the vibe, and getting a good community or good DAO to kind of lead that what they're doing will onboard the next wave, but will also set the standard of how things should be, right? Because there's different levels of Web3 and integrations, degens, and I think they're all great, right? I love the meme community. I love the PFP community. But for me, I'm more in touch with like the one-of-one artists. That's where I connect personally, right? But there's different avenues here.
Als, I always have a saying. I say it a lot in spaces, all the time. I say, I don't really care what it is that you do, but everybody has an artist in them.
Sure.
There's art everywhere. I mean, the way you cut your grass, you could be an artist at landscaping, the way you shape the bushes. You could be an artist in the way you organize your medicine cabinet. You could be an artist, and you see it in so many different forms and
How you
fashions.
prompt, how you prompt now, right? Like boom, how you prompt, how you like get your thoughts out, right? How you write code, right? How you host spaces, right? There's just an artwork to everything how people do, and that ties back into the branding perspective. uh Anyways, we can go on all night. If you guys are enjoying the show, throw some 100s. I don't even know if there's a chat in here. I think we're like in the Google. If you guys are enjoying this so far, do we have like 5 people watching this? I don't know.
No, we got a lot more than that. The
Okay,
chat you're
cool.
paying. Oh, I see all you guys. Anna, Josh, chat is Chaz in there too? I think I see the astronaut head.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool,
Oh
cool.
yeah. They're all in there.
Yeah,
And then I didn't even check IG yet, but yeah, they're active tonight.
cool.
So okay, so I know they definitely corrected me. So I'm gonna have that name of the event because it blanked my mind. Okay, what else? Oh shit, I had something inside and I lost it because I got distracted with the
Listen,
chat.
as you make your way over to the computer,
You ready to show them
yeah,
everything?
yeah. I'll just talk about this one thing. So Webby, you know, we're trying to like build just the basic stuff, right? We're not trying to build the rocket ship. We're just trying to see what works right now, right? And that's what a startup should be, and figure out what the market fit is. And we saw, like, for me personally, I saw some really great platforms that rolled out last year. Revel was actually one of my favorite that rolled out. And I learned from them. I learned from X, and I took a little bit of what all these other social platforms are. So we have a little bit of sprinkle through that. But Webbie, I saw like, hey, we were able for you to be able to create a profile, create a post, put it out there, but we didn't have the functionality to present, right? And that's where Studio kind of came into play. If you guys haven't used Studio, it's like a browser-based slideshow storytelling that you can upload your artwork or your slides. And it's because I was at a show and I was like, man, I got to get this slide deck ready to go, and it took me such a long time to put it together. And then I got there, then I had to download the file, then I had to get it to the guy, he had to connect the HDMI, like all this shit. I'm like, God, there has to be an easier way to display this stuff. So Studio came into life to solve that problem, where you can easily just drag and drop your artwork, storytell, put it out there, share it on your socials quickly, embed it to your website. And then now when I host my IRL events, for Webbie that we host like once a month in the DC area, I just cast it right on the TV. No longer do I have to buy a display screen or HDMI cord or any of that stuff. And so if you're an artist and like you want to figure out a way to, present your artwork, or if you're connecting with someone, check out what Studio's doing. We rolled it out like I think a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. We've already hit over I don't know, I think over 100 studio stories. There's a guy named Chat who's just crazy talented on Midjourney. He does like 100 images that he puts together. And I know Choro's doing some open call showcases. So if you're an artist, I challenge you, go check out Studio. It's completely free for you guys to do. We're not charging anything. And see what you can also build on Webbie.
Okay, we got a lot of guys tuning in right now. I know how that flicked. Okay,
Let me see who's on.
let's say hello to everybody. Goalie, what's happening? Mind Soul, what's up, Choroa?
Hey, Choro.
Let's see, Wick, Shills, what's happening? Rainbow Mashu, what's up?
All eyes on Shills. I want to see what Shills got. Shills came to me, was like, "Hey, creative, I'm a unicorn, so I want to see what she's got. She's cooking."
We got Manic in the house. What's up, Manic? Hito, what's happening? Hito, Josh, what's going on?
Hito.
Chaz, what's happening, Chaz? Good to see you. You guys got me.
What up,
Oculus.
Chaz?
Thank you. It was at the Oculus. The event was at Canvas 3.0, and it was at the Oculus. I could not remember the name of the show. Let me switch the camera here so you don't feel like talking to an empty seat.
Yeah, you're good. By the way, your crew was hilarious Friday. Josh is a trip. I can banter with Josh. Yeah, Josh and Ghost are good. You got a good crew over there. I can see myself tapping into that Friday and having some good banter. They're smart guys over there too.
TGIF, we started that
It's good.
a long time ago.
Good.
It was founded, and we never quit. And a lot of good friends, a lot of history, especially in the NFT space. Anna, what's up? Anna Z's in the house. What's up, guys?
Oh, Anna.
Yeah. What's happening?
Literally
Right?
just call, and I called her the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, how are you? How was dropping off your daughter? How's everything?" She's like, "Good." And I'm like, "Well, how's the open call?" She's like, "Good." And I'm like, "Do you need anything?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, you can call me if you need anything." She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go play pickleball." I'm like, "Bye." And just like harassing her to make sure that she's good, to make sure that she has everything she needs.
That's how
Did I lose you? Oh, my man lost his battery. And if you guys can see on the screen real quick, Marc's got a QR code, and that's his referral link that he's got going on right now. So if you guys haven't done so, check out his referral link. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show. It's been a fun conversation. You guys usually don't get to see me like this or connect, so I hope you guys are enjoying it and getting to learn a little bit about Webbie. We haven't even dove into the platform yet, so we'll see how we go here.
Come on. All right, there we go. All right, where are we? We're
going back to the platform,
a lot of
brother.
tech issues over here. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I just wanted to correct that. It was Canvas 3.0 at the Oculus. Those guys, they did a great job. The Jutta Gallery was Jen's physicals. They had digitals over there, and yes, I just wanted to make sure. I don't know why that was left my head, but a lot of shit jingling around in my head. Okay. I want to switch over. You want me to bring up the platform? You want to bring up the platform?
I'll bring it because it's probably easier for me to navigate through it if you don't mind.
Yeah. I'm going to switch the screens. And I apologize to the guys over at IG. I got you guys correct now. So let's go. Let me bring you over here.
Can I share my screen on here?
Yes, you can. We're all ready for that.
All right.
Let me just get everything set. Okay, and over on IG, Significance. Good to see you guys.
Cool.
All right, let me make sure that we're all right on IG. Okay, hang on. Let me.
Yeah, we're about to get a personal. No, we'll run through some cool things, and I'll break everything down. And we'll talk about some functionality, some quick features. And I'm good on time, by the way.
Okay.
The kids are in bed, and if you guys are up still watching, Do some hashtags, Mark Q in the chat. Just get some engagement in here. And if you guys, let's get this guy some tips. Come on, this guy's been busting his ass for weeks in, weeks out. Let's see how we can help and support him. And Wednesday, if you guys don't know, we're sending over the Webbie community here. I think we're doing a whole Webbie weekend. Our artists are going to be coming in here, and then Friday you have Mind Soul Meditations. So it's also going to be taking over. So a whole week of Webbie. So stay with us.
That's right. We got an entire Webbie week planned for you guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, of course, you guys do know the spaces only Tuesday and Friday. Go ahead. Take it over, man.
Yeah. So I guess when you first log into Webbie, I'm already logged in. But again, it's just Gmail connection. So you're ready to go. And you have your profile here. I'll just do a quick highlight of your profile. Just like any platform, you can highlight your image, your profile image, and we have a banner. Now, what makes Webbie cool is that we integrated GIFs into profile images. So very unique style that we're not seeing on other platforms to kind of give people a different way to express themselves or create themselves.
Hey, that's very MySpace-esque.
Let's go, right? just giving them, and you know what? Some of the things that I saw, like what Chora did or animations, I was like, man, that's super cool. You pick, what type of creator you are, gamer, developer, live streamer, a little bit of bio where you work, but on your socials. Now we don't hide any socials. So if you have, your website, Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, or your podcast, we allow you to connect all that there for you, right? So that's always there for you to like integrate, ready to go. We always have a plus right here to verifications for people that are accessible or have making sure that I save stuff. We always have that on the screen. Then you have your badges here. So one of the things, when you buy something on Amazon, guys, what do you guys do? You look at the reviews, right? Who they are. You create that social proof. So that's why we created badges. And badges come from auto-generated or custom badges. So if you attended a NFT NYC event and you were an artist, and we have proof of that, we go ahead and give you a badge for proof that you attended. Or if you're a part of a DAO, we have that there for you. We have our goals section here where you can easily create your goals that you can display. And then here's where you're able to see your posts, depending on what you want to do. Now, any single time that you want to change anything, you can hit edit, switch the post to switch anything. We're not making it that it's locked in for after an hour, you can't edit it. So we make it simple. So say that you're working on an art piece and you want to come back and update it later, that it's finally done, you can go ahead and actually do that. We have a filter tab where you can filter through the different type of creator posts that you have. So here are my YouTube, my Mastermind Al's podcast, some more live streaming stuff that I have here dedicated towards me. And one of the things, Mark, is that X has like a show Friday, a show Saturday. There's so many different podcasts and show. So we said, okay, let me create an event. And if you've ever created on Discord, we took this Discord UX UI look and feel for you to create an event. And so people can actually go down and say, okay, what does he have actually coming up? He's got a new merch drop that's happening right now, right? And you can go right to it. Or you can select add Google Calendar and you can integrate right into your Google Calendar. So you never miss an event. You never miss an NFT drop. I hear Josh in the back where it's like, well, don't use that, whatever. And then again, all your badges. So anything here is ready for you. So you've got your post, you have an event, you've got your goals. By default, you also have your referral link. And any single time you get a referral link, you can actually see who's the creator that you actually brought on to the platform, right? So you're able to keep track. So I've got 198 that I've onboarded. Then you've got your goals that we talked about, your share, and then the wallet integration, which we can talk about here a little bit later. Notifications, just like any notifications, you can see, who's following you, who hasn't. Our explore page. Now, this is what makes Webbie, I think, a little bit unique, Mark. This is what we talked about. On other platforms, it's like you have to kind of really hard to find creators, but the software engineer side of me thought to myself is, okay, when you create a profile, if you can set yourself as a creator type, why can't we just find you through that? So here's all the creators on the platform for all, but if I'm looking just for the digital artists on the platform, Here's everybody that tagged themselves as digital artists. Now it's going to be a lot easier for me to find the people that I really want to connect with, or people that are maybe my friends, or go check out their profiles of what they're doing. So I've got Chat. I can check out Chat's profile and see what type of artwork that he's creating, what he's building. And okay, should I follow him now? On X, I only get to see a little X posts, and I have to scroll. It's hard for me to actually see it. This way I can dive down a little bit more. Or if I want to see just all the digital artwork that he's actually created, I can see if this is more my style and what kind of influences me. Again, all socials that I connect with, and see what open calls that he currently. So he just actually got selected to the AI Film Fest. I can verify that this guy's a pretty good creator, and now he's selling artwork. So the explore pages allows us to create that, connect people, and we have a list of, you know, animator, gamers, live streamers. There's a lot of different creators on the platform. Since social media is a monopoly platform, right? There's a lot of builders. We're currently focusing right now is on the digital artist. That's kind of the realm that we're trying to create and build from. But we're going to be diving into photography here very soon, Mark, as we talked about. There could be some other things. And then we have our marketplace. Our marketplace was intended to be very, very lightweight for us, make it simple for people to see what artwork was for sale. And this is still kind of in beta phase. There's no minting. You can mint it to wherever you want to see, but you can see artwork that is for sale. And it's up to the creator to label where they want to sell it. So you have Chora that wants to sell this on object. And I'm sure I can go to another artist, Mad Dog, and see where he's selling his. And he's on Streambeam, right? All different marketplaces that can be connected through this platform. Star. So we've seen Starbeam, we've seen Starbeam, we've seen Object. She's on YouTube. Let me hit the for sale, and then she's on Rarible. These are all different marketplaces that we're now all integrated into Webbie just based off of links. So no longer do I have to just rely on one marketplace to see artwork. This is kind of like an entourage to see all different artwork. And I can see what's for sale, or I can actually see what's actually been sold on the platform, what's currently out there, who's selling what, and then still go back there to validate if he's actually making sales.
You know, in TGIF, you kept saying, you know, Scarpy's my boy. We're in different lanes. I never understood, but I get it now. You know?
Yeah. Like, big shout out to Timmy for what he's done. He literally brought in the community. He actually has like Owl's merch and stuff like that. But he's doing a really great job holding down Tezos and what he's doing and building a community. We want to support that. We don't want to, if people want to mint on Scarpy, by all means, mint whatever you want to do. We would love to partner up with. We partnered up with Object. We want to partner up with other marketplaces and create other open calls. And then goals, which is our crowdfunding phase, where, for people to start, putting their goals out there. So you've got some people that are trying to get Starlink for them to get faster internet. You've got someone that's has a brain tumor, or someone wants to get, support their therapy sessions. This is that. Art for Impact. So this is an F Cancer event that's coming on. LM Design is doing an Art Basel show. She's trying to earn some funds, right? So these are like $5, $10, $7 here and there of creators that we're trying to support. Webbie Book Bags, the big charity event. So we took the money from this and we connected it to an IRL event, and we gave away 300 book bags. We raised $3,000. We did book bag supplies, and we gave kids free haircuts based off doing this type of charity work. So it's a mixed bag of what people are trying to do. And just like One Love Art DAO, right? They're trying to raise funds for their next billboard, and they're trying to do things like that. So that's what the goal pages is. And I'll be short here with the events. Now, the events page here, you can see our open calls or live stream or in-person events any single time that you want to see an event. So you can go ahead and click it, see who the creator's building it. If you have an event page, you can see more about that event. Or if you want to add it to your Google Calendar, I can go ahead and add it to the Google Calendar. That's there for me to, obviously it pulls in all the information about the event, where it's at, and the number of it. So again, I never miss an event or a live stream. So this is still a very untouched area of event planning, stuff like that. So we build this out, and we have metaverse events and some other cool stuff that we can highlight. Now, the Mecca is the open call system. Now, this is a brand new page we just built, thanks to Anna, Jen, Chora, of how this is. Since we are really focusing on the open calls, we went ahead and put all the open calls up top. And as a curator, you can go back and look at, here's all the open call submissions. But if I want to look at the latest one that we just did, which is Infinite, we can go back and be able to load all the artwork that was actually submitted for that open call. So when it comes to curating, it's a lot easier so you can see different artwork. But if you're an artist and you're submitting to an open call and you're looking for inspiration, why don't you just check out the filter and see what other creators are actually building? What are they innovating? What photography is out here? What are they doing with AI, right? What integrations are they also doing on YouTube? How are they storytelling? So just things like that. You get a mixed media of all different things that are coming into the open call system. Not only that is that we're going to be running a massive open call for Halloween coming up. Just giving you a heads up. Halloween is going to be massive of what we're going to try to put together. We did a challenge and it was intense. Let me see if I can find an open call for the Halloween to give you guys a little bit of. Maybe I don't have it anymore, but our open calls for Halloween were crazy. So we're going to be releasing things like that. Again, look, Hito just posted his artwork. I can see his artwork, what he just put out. See who he is. I can click here, goes right into his minting platform. If I do have enough funds, boom, I can start the process right now. Right. And if I still want to go back to Webbie, I can. If I want to check out his profile, see what he's doing, look, I can start seeing what he's starting to put together right now and what submissions and open calls that he's put together. So that's the open calls. So if you're an artist looking for new opportunities, we have a ton of them that are going to be ready to roll out. We have a 34 gallery. There's some that are coming in September. We've got a Make Art Not War. We have a Metaverse open call coming up, and F Cancer Charity open call coming up. This is the 4th annual. And we are also partnering up with, to grab this one out, with a poet. If you know LM Designs, we're going to do a new open call for poetry. So we're trying different new revenue streams besides this digital art and see where we can connect and create with. Studio, which we talked about, art showcase. Again, another way to see art and allows you to filter down. So if I just want to see PFPs, here's PFPs for my PFP creators that are really into PFPs. If I just want to see traditional art, here are the creators that tag their artwork for traditional. So again, it's a lot easier for me to find the artwork that ties to me, that connects with me, or artists that I want to get inspired by. If I want to see more AI stuff, hit AI. Again, you're controlling the algorithm. You're controlling the filter of what you're looking at, what you're seeing now. No longer are you depending on the algo to give you what you need. And everything here is pretty much real time of what you see when you post. We're not hiding anything from you. And I'll go over the analytics page for people that don't have Webbie Plus. It shows my engagement, followers, badges, total posts, earnings, total tips. And then here, based off my account, it gives me an overview. And then here it gives me an AI recommendation. Leverage your current following to host a special live stream event to showcasing your unique journey experience. Wow, just like we just did tonight, right? And how to expand my podcast, my YouTube, everything based off who I am as a creator. So it gives me recommendations, again, based off my own data, my own analytics. Yeah, so that's kind of a nutshell of currently where we've built out Webbie and where we're going to be going here in the future. And again, low minimal viable product, easy to use, easy to post. And, we've got a lot of new things that we're looking to add. And we're very excited to bring Webbie here to the future.
Hey, Owls, can you show them how easy it is to, the way you showed me how easy it is to link and upload and post?
Yeah. Yeah, let me find a. What do you want to embed a YouTube video or something?
No, I mean just give them an example of how easy
Oh,
it
okay.
is to create a post.
Okay, hit post, hit add content. Let me just, let's say I'll pick our banner. I just put Marc, and I'll put a. Let me just put a link back to my profile real quick, and just hit add content. And then once that's done, that's it. It's up here. It's ready to live. And then if I want to see it bigger, I can. If I want to go to the URL link, I just hit learn more and it's ready to go. The thing with like X and stuff like that, like the kind of shadow ban you if you put links, we actually want you to do call to actions. We want you to check out profiles and see different artwork and things like that. That's why we do a lot of the badging and stuff like that. So you can show people behind the scenes of your events or what you're doing. And it's all about like highlighting, you as a creator and kind of your top talent. And this right here is a networking event that we did for raising money. And we had like a display show here of showing our artwork. So I highly suggest trying out Webbie, see how you integrate with it, what type of post you want to create. Again, regular post, you can select digital art, select the different artwork that you want to have, list it for sale or not for sale, embed a YouTube. And if you want to join our open calls, which is really easy, title, where you direct, and then here are all the open calls that are currently open on Webbie Social, so you can integrate with them. And that's it. No longer do you have to keep submitting 4 or 5 times your profile, your username, your socials anymore. That was the one thing that we heard from different platforms. Since we're on Webbie, we already have your profile. The curator already can see everything that they need to see to validate it. You don't need to resubmit it every single time you submit to an open call.
I know it's a little off topic, but I would love for you to show the AR exhibit that you guys are putting together. I saw a post of it. I thought that was one of the coolest things I've seen.
Yeah. I was there to bring it up. So I think it was on the Webbie Social. Yeah. So since we work in spatial, like I said, I've got a ton of experience working with spatial. One of the things the other feature is like an augmented reality. And since I built that environment, I was out the other night. And I figured, man, why can't I just hook it up to where I'm at and see if it works? And it worked. And I was like, wow, okay, we've got an augmented reality. We also had a metaverse showcase. Again, I told you my background is heavy in metaverses and building Unity environments. And these are like different tiers of things that we can do out the box. I wouldn't say hard, but I wouldn't say easy, but we can do things like this, right? So how can we integrate our open calls or platform for digital artists and have a hub where creators can come share artwork and then get visibility to do cool things like this?
This is cool. I've seen people implement AR, but in just basically pointed at their artwork. But I've never seen a full exhibit in the middle of. I did. I saw it in a park, but yeah, I didn't see like a real. I didn't see a good video of it the way it was captured. That was captured very well.
Yeah, not only that is that since our platform is not like a regular app, since our platform is not a regular app, we're building on React, so we're going to be able to integrate and build stuff onto VR headsets. So for the next wave of creators that are on VR headsets, you're building, you're creating, you're taking photos inside the metaverse. You can actually post right into Webbie from your VR headset now. So we have that integration already built in. So these are the things that like when augmented reality glasses start coming out, right? And you're taking photos on your face and you just want to post it directly, right? How do I do that pretty quickly, right? How can I able to do that? So I think I did a demo of this pretty quickly where I hit add new post, clicked in here, found a photo pretty quickly, hit add, I gave it a title. Like I said, the next generation of socials is going to be crazy, how we integrate things. So that's why our platform is kind of light, because these are the new things that are going to be coming into place with AI and VR and AR coming up.
Well, you're building. I mean, this is just the beginning. You said, has it been more than 7 months, 8 months coming up, right? So like, I remember in the beginning, a lot of social medias, very, a couple functions here and there, but then they add. Yeah. Let me go back to, let me bring this back up. There we go.
We're cooking, as they say. We're cooking, we're shipping, we're trying new things.
All right, guys in chat, if any of you guys have any questions for Owl, fire away. You guys should be good to go on IG now. So if you guys have any questions, fire away. I'll be checking the comments. So
yeah, so let's talk about Webbie Plus so people know, because we're a SaaS technology company. So the way it works is that you are able to get a free platform. You can create for free, you can post for free, you can apply to open calls for free. Just the Webbie Plus allows you to get more of your analytics and allows you to get more posts per 24 hours. So for the creators that are really serious about getting a verification badge, getting more visibility, getting more access to their analytics, you have the Webbie Plus, and it's about $5.74 a month, which is about one coffee out here in the streets, and it comes out to be like $1 something a week. So that's how we're starting to earn revenues through a SaaS business product social.
Hey, Owls, real quick.
Yep.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but any thoughts you want to talk about the future a little bit?
Yeah, photography. I think you want to talk about that, or like future stuff with Webbie.
Well, I was gonna. You could talk about that. I was referring also to maybe future features or thoughts of maybe
yeah, we can't. Yeah, so just like I said, we're looking into live stream direct messages. We're going to be implementing. One of the things that we're looking for is authentications. Right now we have Gmail authentications. We're going to be looking into Spotify authentications, GitHub authentications, Apple onboarding, just more ways for users to onboard easily without a wallet, really. That's going to be a big thing that we're going to be looking into integrating, and then being able to go into a new database structure with some more functionalities where, we could look at live streaming, direct messages, but also some like real like 2029 shit with MCPs, protocols, AI. Like we're building in that direction. The next generation of creators are going to be using AI to post, create videos. So we're trying to align ourselves for that next wave with AI, with integrations, automations, and using other platforms with Webbie.
Okay. You mentioned I heard you briefly mention about streaming. What are your thoughts on the future with Webbie with streaming?
Yeah, so two things. One, we've had people ask for streaming, but those people don't even stream. It's like, hey, yeah, we want streaming on the platform, but you guys don't even stream, right? What am I going to spend hours putting a streaming platform when you're not going to stream, right? The only integration we have is our YouTube. So if you stream to YouTube, you can embed it into your Webbie platform and you can watch the live stream there, right? It's just the hosting power is the memory. There's just a lot of technical stuff when it comes to hosting videos and things like that. It's not just like a quick plug-in and you're good to go, right? So we're looking at different options to figure out what's going to be the best formula. There is a platform that allows you to stream on chain. Hint, hint. That's coming out. That's going to be really cool. But it's it's a big weight. We were looking at, do we do like X Spaces on Webbie first, or do we do live streams first?
I
Right.
think you can't go wrong with the spaces.
Right. But for me, I want to do a space where I can see what artwork you're talking about. So if we're talking about something, I want to display it on the screen because we want to go into workshops. We want to, create more of that educational stuff like that. So we'll get there. Like I said, I have to ask the community. Right now, the community wants what we call black social. Sorry, not black, deep, the backside of social. So what I mean is, I think it's like 80% of social media is really done in direct messages. Who here in the chat has a group chat in X or on Instagram that you just share non-day memes and bullshit and all that stuff? That's called the dark side of social. That's where a lot of social media comes. That's where you do a lot of sharing with your friends. They don't post it for everybody to see. They share internally of like their funny stuff like that. So we're going to focus in more like on the direct messages. I did have a prototype build out. I think we're going to do like group chats for like community chats, right? And then more of that one-on-one section. But there's also like, we're also looking at more Patreon and more ways for creators to earn more money. I think that's kind of where we want to try to figure that out. Because right now we're compliant by design with our policies. So we got the green light to keep building more crypto Web3 stuff without trying to reverse engineer it in the back way. So we have some runway with that. And like I said, we did a survey. Maybe I can share this with you. Maybe this might be too personal, but I'm okay with sharing something like this with you all.
No, nobody's listening.
Yeah, I figured. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you guys can see it. So when I talk about like, we really do this like user feedback stuff. So here's our Webbie feedback survey. I know from my responses, how often people are using Webbie. Is it daily? Is it weekly? What do they use desktop more? Do they use mobile phones more? What age group? Who has Webbie Plus? How satisfied are they with Webbie? How likely they are to recommend Webbie, right? How easy it is to navigate. So these are all data points that we look at when we talk about building better products. We actually have the real data because we're actually asking our users. And then what features do they like the most? And what features they don't like the most? And what's useful or not. So these are all data points that I use every single day when I'm thinking about development. So I'm not just building something that I think is going to work. I'm building something that the users are asking for, what the users really, really want. And this is what we call in software development, it's called human-centered design. This is the way applications need to be built now, right? Have the users train of thought in the very beginning, listen to what they want and make it better. So we had a really slow time with some of our loading time. So we went ahead and fixed that. And then when we're building, which one should we be building towards, more mobile or desktop, and then how satisfied people are from Webbie. So very satisfied and satisfied. So we were at a 86% of people are satisfied, 13 are just neutral, and then nobody said dissatisfied. So people are liking the platform. That's a huge rating for a platform that just launched, that doesn't even have comments, that doesn't even have direct messages, right? And we have a huge growth of Webbie Plus users that are starting to join the platform. And then how likely are you to recommend to your friend, right? So 31 plus 53, we're looking at 80 over, almost 90% of people recommending it to their friends. What do we talk about, right? How do you get business recommending people? So we're seeing a lot of growth of that. And then we have feedback of what people like, what they don't like, and a whole bunch of stuff that we go through and that we really kind of dive in to make sure that we are making the best decisions for our community and as a platform. So this is how we're building the future.
All right. You want to talk about photography?
Yes. So I went to school for digital media production. Photography was kind of my big thing for filming. And I love the digital art space of what we're building. We did an open call for photography, which was good, but I feel like there's just an untouched realm of photography that I would like Webbie Social to tap into. Everybody here that's listening probably has a platform, has a cell phone and can take a photo, right? And there's some photographers out here that have really worked their ass off to build their portfolio and get things out there. I would like to highlight some of these photographers. I think there's something I heard that photography was dead in Web3, and I'm just like, absolutely not. So I'm going to make it a priority to not only push the digital artwork, what we're doing with AI, traditional, but also start highlighting the photographers that are in this space or the ones that are just with their phones taking photos of their daily lives and highlighting it, because I feel like there's a way to express yourself through photography, and we're doing it with like Instagram and like stories and things like that. So I feel like there's some untouched realms that we can reach within Web3 and photography here. And I think I was asking the other day, like, who could run some open calls for photography? And I think I'm going to convince Marc to run an open call with us and see if he's open to be a curator. And maybe you talk to Anna, and Anna can tell you her experience. Hopefully it was good of being a curator, and see how we can help you.
I'm good. You got me.
Yeah.
You're
good. Okay, cool. Yeah.
You
So
want to
like,
roll it out? Let's do it.
yeah. So like I said, I want to capitalize on photography. There's some like awesome, I think Bane is also one I saw that was out here that banged awesome photography, and highlight them, do a proper curated, I don't know if they want to do a drop, but do a studio. And then breaking news, we just partnered up with Web3 DC chapter DAO. Breaking news right now. So we're going to be doing more IRL events in our DC area. And then also the Gates Hotel that the One Love Art DAO has a connections to. So how can we integrate those type of things? We're also a partner at the Futuristic Conference here in Florida. We're trying hard to be display artwork. So if we can display photography, digital art, traditional art, we're trying to be that mixed media here for the next wave of creators here in the future. And if you guys want photography, let me know in the chat. I can't see the chat, but hopefully people are saying they do like photography.
Let's see if we got any answers. Hang on.
Should we do a photography open call? Should Marc run it?
Hito says he loves this move.
Okay, cool.
And Hito's got some talent on the camera, so I would trust his opinion.
Bring the Hito heat. Let's go.
So just thoughts and feelings at the moment. They say the perfect storm, right? I don't know if you ever seen the film, The Perfect Storm, but the combination of three different storms. Social media, the fact that I do believe that if AI does threaten your livelihood, I feel like content creation, I feel like the one thing that AI will not be able to do is originate, which I'm sure people are going to debate that, but humans are going to be able to, I feel, always be content creators as far as originality. Just coming up with all sorts of different things that I don't think anybody thinks of, especially as I flip around IG and I see all sorts of creative people doing insanely different things. And the fact that Webbie focuses on creators, is it the right place, the right time? I don't think that there's no better formula at all to be able to, for me, I one of the biggest hindrances when it comes to, and you've touched on it and said it a lot of times, one of the biggest hindrances is you get on a platform like X and you hear that X is giving you the ability to monetize. And so you start looking it up every 5 million hits and 5 million, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then you realize, oh, shit, I got to make sure that I'm posting 15 times a day. I have to make sure that
crack the algo.
Yeah, right. I got to make sure that I'm commenting and responding and, back and forth, and I got to make sure my content is on point, and then I break into that, and then and then I hit that content creation, and then, it's basically busting your ass for, a huge amount of time, and then all of a sudden, you get that first check, and it's $3, and that could be, discouraging. Same thing with TikTok. It's you're over there, you got to build to 1,000, where some people might say just buy the 1,000, and boom, automatically get your creative, and then you start to roll. But the fact is if you're planning to generate, whether you're a streamer, whether you're a content creator, it takes a lot of time to create great content. The editing, the sound design, and granted, there's AI tools out there that are not helping, but still, you're sitting down at an editing console. You're sitting down. You're a photographer. You're gonna have to edit your photos. You put a post up, 3 people like it, 3 people see it. So there's a formula to being very successful at content creation and making money at it as well. Number one, you have to break into the mainstream for people to see, which means you have to, like you said, crack the algorithm in order to get the eyes, the views. Not everybody is great at that. So going back to the MySpace days, when you used to post, you knew your following sort, so you were motivated to make good posts. You were motivated to make good content because you had the confidence that people were going to see it.
Yeah. You're on to something. Yeah.
Right? You were going to get the numbers. You were going to get the eyes on it. That's a big thing, right? That's what made TikTok so successful. They knew that if you put up content and they fed you the eyes, it's on you to get, show them something different, and you'll get that traffic. That traffic will bring that you'll get paid. Now you get that traffic, you get those eyes, you get that paycheck. The plumber knew it right away. Yep. He said, shit, it's worth it for me to film. This dude is working all day, busting his ass, but yet he still has time at the end of every night to sit in the work van and edit this little minute and narrate it, because he knew that his personality was pushing him into a realm where everyone from around the world was seeing him. He had confidence in his good content, that the eyes would then be delivered to see his good content. You're not putting up good content, you're not going to get the views. You're not going to get seen. Instagram, different. You got to pay. Or you got to hit. You got to pay or you got to hit. You got to have something different, something creative. Difficult to get in front of the eyes. You give people the advantage. You give people the chance to see the work. Boom, they'll flood in. That was what was so great about MySpace, about One Model Place, about Model Mayhem, because in that time period, I knew that if I spent a day creating a photo, going to Home Depot, building the set, looking up the wardrobes, putting the shot together, I'd spend hours, days. I'd create one photo. I'd put this photo up. I knew I had the traffic. I knew there was no such thing as algorithms or choking the pipeline or making you pay. I knew that my fan base, that my followers, my people, I knew everybody, the people who love my shit. I knew it was it was a matter of time. I knew when people woke up, because all I would have to do is sit back and 11 o'clock. Oh, there. Oh, 12 o'clock. Oh, there's, because you would see, because you knew when they signed online that they would definitely see it. When they saw it, you just knew that it didn't go to waste. That's what made me so successful in that time period, because I took advantage of the fact that I knew everybody was seeing it. So I spent the time on creating. Hey, let's get apples. Let's get strawberries. Let me get this model. Let me get that model. These before influencers, they were very popular models. I said, let me get this Angela Red with red hair. Let me get her in strawberries. because I knew our fan bases combined would see it. I had the confidence in them seeing it. The problem I had back then was there was no monetization. There was no way to monetize. The only way you could monetize was I'm selling prints. And if you want to print, let me know. That was the only way. There was no Shopify. There was no web traffic. There was none of that. So you didn't have the ability to monetize. As time went on, as monetization was introduced, then all of a sudden, it was like you were motivated to produce good content. What did they do? They choked the algorithm so you would pay for the eyes so that they would see your content, even if you had good content, which then became super, super discouraging. Like you said, you put so much time in. When you become a content creator, it might take you a year before you hit your first viral.
Yeah.
Your downtime, you're not getting paid. You're getting $1, $2, $3 checks. You quit in that time period. You get discouraged. You give people the opportunity to get eyes on their work. You give people the opportunity to make that money right from the get-go. It's a perfect formula. You don't want to choke your people who are supporting your site. IG got everybody in a headlock. IG got everybody in a chokehold. Hey, you might have great art, but if you want people to see it so you could get to the promised land, then you know what? Why don't you throw us a little something, something?
Yeah. And you know what? The other thing too is that the way people shop is online. Everything's online now. Amazon just tripled down all the groceries. They just tripled down on the revenue stores for people to order food. On demand is the new way for people to buy things. It's just what it is. You got Uber Eats. People are buying stuff online more than ever, and they're buying it based off influencers or content creators that are actually talking about that product. Some of our digital creators that are on our platform don't even are just missing a big chunk of the opportunity when it comes to monetizing. If you're building a Procreate program and you're building amazing work with Procreate, figure out how to get a kickback and sell a Procreate tablet. If you're a digital artist and you are
Anna should be having her own pen line.
Whoop. Yeah, not only that, but if you're an artist and brushes are not cheap and you work with a company,
brushes, pens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. These guys use all these things.
That's what I'm saying. There's just so much untouched monetization for creators that we've been kind of honed in Web3 as a small, right? And I think it's because we've been focused on the artwork, but as a creator, you can sell brushes, you can sell paint, you can sell merch. There's just so many different revenue streams. And I'll share this with you. I got into vibe coding and I built a vibe coding app, whatever, called Blue Mint AI. And I have a kickback link on my product. And I let it run there, didn't think anything about it, but it's a kickback because it's a product that I use and I give back. And I look back and I'm like, man, okay, $2.50. $2.50. Well, that $2.50
adds up.
It adds up. Now I'm like, okay, $200 now. And the longer they use it, now it's $10 commission, right? And there's something called Amazon Storefront, right? So if you're a creator and you use paintbrushes or you're a musician, this is what I used to do when I live stream. Where'd you get your mic? Where'd you get your headset? Right? Where'd you get your monitor? Right? You can build your own store and just kick back and when people ask you, we'll check out my store, and then you get some type of kickback that way, right? So there's a whole different way for creators to monetize that I think we need a master class on, because there's some creators out there that are crushing it, right? They've got courses, they're selling books, right? There's so many things as a digital. Yeah, you're with me,
well,
right?
They're not artists. They're artists at selling something.
Yeah.
They put together a nice video that surrounds a product, usually a $500 product, because you get the biggest rip off of the high, pool cleaners, or what was a big rip off Amazon? The vacuums that go around, and people don't even realize They're sitting there. They make a commercial. They make a one page. They have the vacuum. They go into fucking Facebook. They pay $1,000 for Facebook ads. Ads shows up in front of everybody on Facebook. Oh, I need this vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
It brings them to that one page. They buy that vacuum cleaner, which is backed by Amazon. Boom, you get your rip. You're cut. The drop ships from Amazon. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Boom, 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 boom. The bigger influencer you are now, the bigger, let's just say, some people are creative. Some people are attractive. Some people act like monkeys online. Some people comedy. You know, however you got your fan base, now you got a big fan base. Now all of a sudden you see them doing a comedy skit with a can of soup, or their cat on
Brand
the
ambassador
vacuum,
deals. There you go.
right? And the next thing you know is it's hey, what's this newest thing that this fan that blows everything around? And now you see the influencers using this in little skits, and then a little link at the bottom, and go pick it up at my store, and boom, 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 boom. You know, and now if you follow makeup lines, you know how much all the bigger.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's how.
Crush it, yeah.
What's the Kardashian's name? You know how much that Kardashian made up? That's what pushed her into #1. She
Sure.
had the huge Kylie, thank you. King Kylie. She had the fan base. She had one of the biggest fan bases
The lip
on
gloss.
IG.
It was the lip house.
She
yeah.
had she introduced the makeup.
Bro, yeah.
She cleaned
Came
up.
over.
That's what pushed her way past Kim. That's what made her all that money. She had
Yeah.
the fan base. She connected the makeup with the fan base to all the little fans. She just sat back and, hey, look what I'm using. Oh, here's the link. Buy it right here. Now, artists need to do that. Hey, these are the pens that I use. You love my what? These are the brushes that I. There's
Here's the lens camera that I'm using. It's a $500 lens camera. It's a Sony 35 milligrams. So if you want to get this shot,
that's right.
here's the referral link to get this lens for you, right? A $500. You know what that kickback looks like.
Every
You with me?
artist
You with
is
me?
missing out on that because they're so busy creating art, trying to get the views on their art.
Because you're fighting the algo.
That's-
You're fighting the fucking algo all day.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not fighting the algo anymore.
That's why I never came back to social media, because I'm not going to duke it out spending half my day. You spend a day creating something beautiful. You go to social media and you find that you're fucking shadow banned, or they don't want nudity over here. Or
here's the other
too
part,
ra-
Mark.
Go. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the other part, right? Who has this happened to, where you spend a long time, maybe you're creating a video or a training video, took you like a day or two to put it together. You put it out there and you get like low engagement. But then you put up a video you don't even edit, and it goes crazy, right? It's just like the algorithm, like it's just so crazy. Not only that, but also too, like on TikTok, some of these videos, it's these hooks that get you to watch it. Yeah, they get you like this girl's like kicking a can, and then the guy ducks, and it's like, whoa, hey guys, let me tell you about Webbie Social, right?
Yeah. Not only that, but TikTok.
It's good. It's entertaining.
You got a
but
2-second video, and what do? They put 17 paragraphs over it, right? And you're sitting there, you're trying to read what the hell it says,
yeah,
but it's over and over, and it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, and that is what pushes. There's nothing creative about that. But in the beginning with your TikTok, if you want to build your fan base, if you want to get that 1,000 organically, you have to do all this dumb shit to beat the algorithm.
Well, here's the thing too. Facebook did a research. I think it was like 1.4 seconds or 1.8 seconds that people on their phones, if they're going to watch it, right? Boom, boom, right? And then on their desktop, it was like 2 point something seconds, right? Of like, hey, if I'm going to watch it. Here's a funny stat I heard today. It was like people don't even remember what they saw two slides up from what they last slowed up. They can't even remember because they're getting that dopamine. Pow, 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 pow. So like I said, social media is just it's just a different realm of what it
You
is,
have
what
to
it was
be an
before.
artist at beating the algorithm.
Yeah.
And you can't be an artist at something else when you're busy dicking around trying to beat the algorithm, trying to figure out what people are watching. Then you're looking at all these other things, and all this dumb shit is what's going viral. Yes, not not that I didn't enjoy the cat on the Roomba, but
I
that was
love the
like
cat
what,
on the Rumba.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like one of the best selling. Everybody wanted to buy the Roomba. And that's what blew the Rumba up, this little viral, because they stuck their cat sitting on the Rumba, or the cat smacked the vacuum the other way. Or people love animals. They love little animal
So,
clips, right?
so the way that we beat the algorithm is to
Gotta
do
have an
X
animal.
spaces.
Yeah, you gotta have an animal in your art.
No, no, no,
Sitting
no,
on you.
no.
Go
I'm
ahead, go ahead.
saying the way that we beat the X algorithm is we host X spaces. If you want to grow on X, you want to build really good target audience or authentic, you have to host X spaces. You have to be available. You have to show your voice, connect with people, bring people up. That's how you make better connections. Hosting X spaces, I think anybody that hosts spaces or goes on spaces, you make the best connections. You get a lot of easier followers. You get a lot of that there, right there. Instead
Why?
of
Why?
why
It
audio, you could build that trust easier. You listen to what they're saying. You're like, oh, okay, got it. I hear what he's saying. I resonate with that. I resonate with voice and tone, and that's that human nature instead of just looking at a post. So things like, I mean, this is my personal perspective, but I have personally have grown way more on X, just doing X spaces. But those X spaces, doing it every week at a certain time, coming up with a topic, coming up with a chore, it drains on you, and it takes a lot of time and effort to do those things over and over again, just to it builds brand, it's good and stuff like that, but it's tough. It's tough. And here's the thing, I'm on like Mario no frog spaces, like I'm on big spaces still, right? It's good for branding. Obviously there's just a lot of pros when you do X spaces, but it's a lot of work. When your posts are not doing it, and you're going to have to try to be on spaces, host spaces, jump as a speaker, and provide value.
When you're a host too, it's a shit ton of work. It's a shit ton of
Oh
stress.
man, bringing people up, bringing them down,
You
co-hosting,
gotta always be
uh,
sitting there listening in case
getting ready for the troll that comes up,
yeah,
and just
yeah, yeah, yeah. You are glued to that thing, and the minute you turn around, there's a full scale fight in the, you gotta get on there. Gotta it's. But I will say, I have always said, I've met the best people
yep,
that I've met in spaces because
yes,
I've listened to them speak.
yes,
And when I hear
100%, yeah,
somebody that I like, I'm like, well, I'll let me. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, and it all started with jumping in this dude's. You haven't met Mongoose yet, but it all started jumping in this. But when it comes to social media, people have a tendency of showing you what they want you to see, who they want you to see, how beautiful their life is, how great they are. They sit there, they do a video. I love these photos. When I see photos like this of anyone, that makes it that instant red flag when I see these photos. Because all I see is this head, but I don't see anything else. So I'm like, what are we hiding? What's going on? What do we hide? Like, I want to see everything. I want to see full body. So what's the deal with this? They know what they're doing. So, good lighting, my ass. Get in the gym, right? Because they don't want to take I want to see everything. People will show you what they want to show you based on what they want you to see, what they want you to think. You're fabricating your life. When Spaces came along, it integrated everybody. It gave everybody the opportunity to talk. You could sit there and just listen. You can hear how somebody thinks. You can hear how somebody talks.
right. Their tone, it says a
Yeah,
lot about them.
changed everything. And
How how they handle other
yeah,
people.
right, right. I got into Spaces. I never got out of Spaces. I wish there was more act. You were right about what you said when you said that X tends to be a negative space. A lot of politics
I
on
mean,
X.
there is, but like I guess it's like it's the environment, who you hang out with, right? You're gonna get some good people, and that's why it's important to be a part of a good DAO, right? Or be a part of a good
I would
community.
love if all the artists from IG trickled into
Oh, I know.
X.
They're like, yeah, but here's the thing,
But
like
they hate X.
IGs don't like X. Like traditional
Yeah.
artists, like
Yeah,
real
yeah.
artists, like in traditional art shows,
Right, right.
they don't like
They
Web3. They
don't. They
don't like
they
X at
hate
all
X.
whatsoever.
Right.
It's just a different.
They,
But for
they
T
never
for
experience spaces though.
yeah, not yet, right? So there's like I said, there's a cross pollination that can be done here, and how do you bring it to creators? How do you provide value? And again, in the day, X is, like I said, I love X. I'm a big supporter. I met the best people on there, but the amount of the reach that I can connect with somebody
It's
in
terrible.
Thailand or Japan just from being on
Oh
a
yeah.
space and
It's everywhere.
collaborate,
Yeah.
connect. Web3 is like a 24-hour thing. It never ends, right? I'm sure there's
World,
a space right now
worldwide.
happening.
Worldwide.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can reach
So
out to anyone worldwide and have a conversation and talk. You know how many times I had a guest on a show, and I learned English because of spaces. I couldn't communicate in the
right,
beginning,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's like spaces is what keeps, in my opinion, spaces is the reason why I'm on X.
Absolutely. My
It,
first when I first joined X, the first spaces I used to run was me and my one of my best friends, Mega Retro, and the title was "How to Show Your NFT," because we had people that were just like, "Oh, check out my artwork. Click on the link." But it was a different time where you had to be like, "What's the utility?" Oh my God, we didn't know what we were doing, right? Who remembers that? And we're like, well, okay, well, what's the artwork? Well, what's the utility?
what
You know,
comes with it?
what comes with it? You get Discord access, you get this. I mean, it was just a whole different time. But it was a good learning time for you to realize, how the community was. And again, it's going to be different here in the next 4 months, 5 months, and so on and so forth. And that's okay. I mean, the creator economy is going to change. Creators are changing, platforms are changing, more technology. um I just love that I can be a part of it, build towards it, maybe trailblaze where we can. But back to like Webbie has some of the best creators in the world, honestly, that are on that platform right now. Some of the artwork we saw with some of these open calls blew my mind. I was like, we have this type of talent here, and we're just getting started. Wait till the next wave of creators come into play, right? Wait till we start creating different type of open calls or different type of medias in here. And that's why we're slowly tapping into photography. We're going to slowly start tapping into the metaverse builds, right? There's just little things we have to poke at to see, okay, what's going to help us kind of lead. And Mark, I'm gonna be honest with you. When Chora came on the platform, we had 640 people, and I think it's been 2.5 months. We're over 1,300 people, right? So the growth is just doubled, right? But that's because listening to our people, having the right open calls, and focusing on the right things at the right time, right? Focusing on the open calls, the digital artwork, and not trying to build like a live stream platform, right? Even though I wanted to build a live stream platform, just focusing on the right things. And over time, we'll get into music, right? We'll get into all the different genres. But as a startup with no seed round and building this from scratch, we have to make the best decisions for our community and for us to have that long-term growth.
She was also very smart with she jumped into the right spaces. I remember I think she popped into Linked by Art with me and Sketch,
Great
and
community.
Sketch was like, Mark, you should I think she'd be good for a show.
I know this guy, right?
And I reached out, and then that little conversation turned into a 3-hour conversation on video, and then it was just like, what about a Webbie week, and what about what about the I didn't know who you were at the time. What if the owner does a show, and see, we were going back, and like this was like maybe a month ago, maybe a month or two ago. I'd have to go back in the DMs and check, but 2 months later, it's like, here we are, and it took a long time to get here, but little by little by little by little, but it was that, I think it was that energy between us
Hmm.
that probably kicked off everything, because it was like, could we work together? It's just like, you know, I'd love to do a show, but I'm doing stuff for Webbie right now, and I'm like, Webbie? I was like, yeah, I think I signed up for that. What's that platform all about? Oh, we're trying to figure out ways to brand. I'm like,
It's cool.
and I remember having the conversation with her, like, you know, when the hug got bought, that was casting calls, man. That was, everybody used to love submitting to those things, and there's just, yeah, you know, we're working on being the replacement for that, and I'm like,
Yeah, but we're not the hug. We are Webby Social. We have just maybe one similar feature, but we're not the hug first and foremost. Everybody here listening to, we have very similar maybe open call functionality, but we're in our own lane right now. We're doing things that no one else is going to be trying to touch up on and pick up on, and that's the thing that I want. Like, we're focusing on obviously features and functionalities that are overlapping because we're listening to our users and trying to give people what they're asking for or their pain points. But we're building, we're shipping. I'm a software engineer. Things are going to happen quickly. What is 2 years from now going to look like? 3 years from now going to look like? Right. I think if we keep to our core, with making sure user experience is really good, having human-centered design, and not just building just to build, right? Just make sure that we're building smart and building a minimal viable product. I think we'll continue being very successful over the next couple of years as we move forward. And it could be that aha moment where we just get, hundred thousands of people into the platform, right? So right now we're moving our platform to adjust to that. My developers think that we have 100,000 users right now. That's the mindset I have them in right now. Think about what that looks like and how the platform needs to operate. And we're not perfect yet, but if you're with us now, you'll enjoy the ride as we build new functions and new features.
you give artists eyes, and you give artists a way to get paid, and that 100,000 will be here tomorrow.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm
Not
going
a
to manifest it. It's happening.
doubt
Yeah,
in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind. They're all on Instagram waiting.
I know. I'm trying. Like, I'm trying. Yeah.
They're
So
waiting.
I know there's and I think that's why these IRL events that we're going to, like Pancakes and Booze, and some of these were traditional artists, that we need to go in there. We need to be in face and connect with people. We just can't be on X Spaces, like, assuming that they're going to join. That's why we were focusing a lot of these IRL events, and we host these networking events every single week. We're doing these charity events. We're like getting out there in the real world and just like tapping into that. We can't just stick online as much as we have a community here, but there's a whole different realm of marketing.
You got to take it out of
artist.
spaces.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing the partnerships with Web3, DAO and DC, Futuristic, and trying to go to more of these, like Art Basel, to kind of have our presence out there to show that, hey, we're an online platform, a professional platform, but we also want to integrate with more traditional and have more IRL events. And there's so much synergy there, just so much untouched that we see. And then the blockchain, right? AI is going to change the way people are going to create and how they want to post things. And then blockchain is going to be taking over how people want to get paid, right? We're like we're like going in the right direction. So it's monetizing in the right way. And again, listening to our users.
The perfect storm, you know. Like
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's just right place, right time. It's just a matter of executing. I do want to say, I do want to remind people one more time that with Charo, right? She said, I think the first thing I said to her, I'm like, Webbie, huh? I'm like, yeah. What's let me ask you a question. What's gonna stop them from disappearing in a year?
Sure.
You want to answer?
What's going to stop us from disappearing a year?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think it's our habits of how we're doing things, our networks, our communication, our drive, our passion. I mean, there's a lot of things in here, but also the support that we're getting from our community.
Don't forget about the funding.
The funding, yeah. Oh yeah, we're already funded for 4 years, 4.5 years. I mean, is for me that this is my creative way I create. This is how I express myself through code, UX, UI, community building. And then also giving more ownership to some of our other people that are in our, team, and let them also lead certain aspects, right? I have to learn to delegate better so we can grow more, right? And that's why we're also not, that's why Tora got the director position and she's leading those things. So I have to learn to be a better CEO, help, let us delegate, onboard new people that are going to help build the platform and build new functionalities. I think if I just stick in this builder mode, Webbie won't grow. But if I stick myself in a founder mode, SEO mode, that's how we're going to grow the platform, by delegating, open calls, listening to people, and expanding it out. If I just try to do everything myself, I don't think Webbie is going to be, where it's at. And that was a hard lesson in the first like month or two. But I think after I got it out and got into more of a founder mode, that's where we're really seeing the growth and delegating. Just like brought in Chora. Chora doubled our users, our social media, or open calls, right? Just by delegating that task. So if I continue on that right path, listening to users, I know it's going to be a very successful ride for us here.
Owls, you ready to? Did we cover it all?
I think we can talk about the photography open call, and I think we can wrap that up, right? So one of the things I told Marc is that I wanted to run an open call for photography. I think Marc's going to lead the way, be the curator. So stay tuned for that if you haven't done so already. If you are on the platform, a couple things. If you do hit 50 referrals, we give you a free Webbie hoodie. We don't have millions of dollars, sorry. But if you do 50 referrals, we give you a Webbie hoodie, and then whatever creator type you have, we put it on the back. So we can do some merch and do things like that. We've already given around 3 hoodies so far to some of the creators and early adopters. And just stick with us. Like I said, I'm excited, and thank you all for tapping into our long show. Hopefully people enjoyed today's show and getting to know me a little bit, what the vision is, and what it's going to look like here in the next couple of years.
Hey, I don't know if you realize, but 3 hours cooked pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, it was a good combo.
I was gonna say one more thing. Shit, it left me. Owls, give them a chance to. How can they find you? How can they contact you? What's the best place to reach out to you? Where should
Webbie Social. That's it. Just find me on Webbie Social. That has all my links, all my channels. I post a lot of behind the scene things, personal stuff. I do podcasts. I'm very active, the thought leader in my community. Last year, I was a Washington, D.C. Startup and Tech Week speaker, and I'm talking about Webbie Social. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing again this year, promoting Webbie, what we're doing with the economy. I'm also on Spotify. I have a podcast where I talk a little bit about content creation, marketing, and YouTube as well. You can find me on Creative Owls and on X. Those are kind of my big jams. Anything Webbie, you can find us on all social platforms regarding Webbie. And I challenge you, join an open call, see what we're doing, see what we're cooking. If you're already on there, thank you. Have fun, post away, reach out to myself if you, or Tora, or any of us, or support if you have any issues. And stick with us. Stick with us as we're building, and I promise you, it's going to be an awesome ride.
I was gonna say 2 things. The little where is it right now? The QR code. I think I know everybody already signed up. Everybody that I know that I could send your way has probably already beat me to the platform. So I'm gonna have to go maybe run over on IG and start bringing in my my art friends from.
Good. Yeah, and if you guys find Marc, give him a follow on Webbie and give him a tip. Just anything to just get him rolling. I think it'd be cool to kind of start the new trend for creators to start earning some revenue and supporting one another. We just have to set the standard. And for you, Marc, create a goal, right? Are you trying to get a new some more batteries for your mic, right? It's just some more stuff like that, right? How can we support Marc?
Yeah, you'll fit right in on TGIF, let me tell you.
So thank you guys for having me here. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, so hang on. Let me just check the comments because they were dropping comments. I don't know if we got any questions.
I'm reading through the comments right now. I just
Oh,
opened
okay.
it up.
You on top of this?
What kind of spaces are you running? No topics, no trolls, just chilling. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Chaz. I see Chaz has been in here the whole time. I remember when Hug was at a point where you are now. I can't wait to see 1 year, 2 years from now, and what you'll be 20, 25, 35K. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like something has to hook, right? And the markets are looking well. Crypto's looking well. I mean, these are all positive signs. So let's just keep building, being consistent.
All right. Okay, two last questions. One, before we leave, you want to leave all these artists and everybody out there with some positive, inspirational words?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Take it.
Yes. The positive words tonight is two things. When you're building out your portfolio, don't worry about the likes or the comments or what you're doing. Focus on building your portfolio of your artwork, your style, because when someone does finally find you, they're going to want to scroll through your stuff and see everything that you have. So don't focus on the likes or the comments. Just focus on building your portfolio. If you're a new artist getting into the space or you're getting into a new medium, just keep creating, keep flowing. Don't worry about the sales. Those will come. Just keep building your brand and your portfolio. And the other thing is, as you are building your brand and your portfolio, what it's going to do is going to build confidence. And nothing is more dangerous than a content creator or a creator that believes in themselves. Someone who's not scared to try new avenues, to try new platforms, new opportunities. And that's how you see the real growth and the opportunities.
Last question. Guest always gets to pick the song to close out to. So I need a song. I don't know if you have one, but you have. I got to close out the show. So it's going to take me about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to come back to you.
Can we play a YouTube video, a YouTube song?
We can. Yeah.
It's we own it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we own it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's called Webbie Social. Let me see if I can find it for you. We made it with AI.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. We won't get clipped on YouTube.
Let me see if I can find it for you real quick.
All right, cool. While you do that, and before you go, I just want to say you are a good podcaster. From one to another, I watched some of your shows, but just having you on, dropping the hundreds in the chat, I always forget to get the crowd going. So I wanted to give you that compliment. So I was very impressed with your ability to conduct the show. So kudos to you. And it's been a pleasure meeting you. I want to say thank you for your time, Owls, and coming on the show and talking to everybody, showing everybody Webbie Social, an in-depth look at it as well, and talking about the philosophies. I think that's important. So, yeah, man, I appreciate your time, and great show, bro.
No, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on here. We should do another one, right?
All week.
Yeah,
But
I don't know if we can do it tomorrow, but
so on HOP we do recap shows where we bring everybody back who is really cooking.
Okay,
so
cool,
if you're which I'm sure in 8 months from now, 7 months from now, you will be cooking. But we can figure something out. I'm not worried about. And plus, we also have the photography thing.
Yeah.
So
I think we do like another space to talk about what that all entails, what that open call, what the
I like
opportunities,
that
what
idea.
you're looking
Yeah.
for, like what requirements. If you go back to your computer inside the chat, I did put the link, so you can play that out for us. But thank you guys for tapping in. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Hang on, you're gonna get a chance to say all that. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes to close out the show, and then I'll bring
Cool.
you back on to say goodnight.
Cool. I need a stretch. Oh my gosh. Yeah, stretch and drink some water.
All right, guys. All right. So first thing, I want to say thank you to everybody coming out and supporting. I want to also say thank you to Owls for coming on the show. giving us an in-depth look at Webbie, spending a lot of time with everybody, not only showing us the site, but really making clear his vision and letting everybody know. I was having a hard time understanding everything because I couldn't get in to my Webbie account on Friday as he was talking about everything. But tonight, when he gave me a little rundown beforehand, I understood it much better.
Cool.
But a big fan of, I always listen to Josh, and Josh says, "Oh, this is a good idea. This is a good idea." And I'm like, "Come on, damn it, work." And but now with a very nice overview, perfect storm. All he has to do is execute. So great show. Couple things. Webbie Week, right? We have Charo on community manager taking over on Wednesday. We have a
Director of open calls and partnerships. Don't mess up my girl's name.
All right, sorry. Community director, Webbie community director. She will be on Wednesday with I think we have six artists. Yeah.
Yep. You have a handful of artists. Great artists, by the way.
So-
These guys. Yeah, chat has been rocking and rolling. Shill's joined early. You've got Dorothy, who I think you're familiar with as well too, who's just like super creative and super outgoing. She does a lot. She's one of those creators you have to watch out for because she could really heat it up. Because she's getting into selling physical prints, I saw, and also she's doing some merch. So she's one to watch out for. Is Dorothy?
We have so we have Dorothy, we have Shills.
Yep.
Hang on, we have Chet.
Chet.
We have Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan, yes.
We have Dave, and then MB Wishes. Those are our 6 artists.
Yes.
That graphic will be going up tomorrow, so you guys will be seeing the community show on Wednesday. And then on Friday, Charo will be taking over. Mind Soul, she will be talking about her show, Mind Soul Meditations. So we have a full Webbie week for you guys. Also, tomorrow, Spaces. I only host 2 spaces, y'all. Tomorrow, Link by Art with my co-hosts, Sketch and Kat. And then Friday, of course, at 1 o'clock, TGIF. And we never know who's going to be the co-hosts in that place.
I might pull up for that one. That was fun. That was fun.
We got Josh, we got Ghost, we got Sketch, we got Mongoose. We never know who's going to be in there. We got Owls jumping in. And you guys know how we roll on TGIF. That's 1 till whenever. So remember, those two spaces, we got 3 shows this week. And it's Monday night, y'all. You got a whole week to create art. Get on Webbie Social, sign up, use the QR codes. They're all over the place. Even though I think everybody I know is already on there, I'll say it anyway. Other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining in, tuning in. We'll move over here. We're going to say goodnight to everybody now, but I appreciate y'all for hanging in there. And great show. Once again, big thank you to Owls for coming on and putting on a great show. Otherwise, guys, you know how it rolls. There's never a bad day to create art. Get out there, be creative, and take advantage of everything out there. I think anyone can make it right now. On that note, I'm going to bring up Owls one last time to say goodnight to everybody.
Say goodnight. This is the time we actually start creating. What are you talking about? This is where the kids are in bed.
This is when it's nice and quiet.
This is where the creative owls, the moonlight owls, come into play. No, thank you all for being here again. To the community, early adopters, Tora, Dave, bands. I mean, there's so many artists out here. And big shout outs again to One Love Art DAO. Jen, who's really helped me helped me with some ideas, and everybody that's been kind of a day one. Really appreciate everybody taking some time and support the platform, and we'll see what the future holds for us. So thank you.
All right, guys. We're gonna bring up this track. We're gonna bring up this song. What is that in the X DM?
No, it's inside the Gmail. I mean the G chat, so it should be ready there for you. Gotcha. So Chora, I made the song. Chora made the artwork. So I think it's a perfect going out song. We own the license into it, so you shouldn't get upset.
That's
And if you
perfect.
guys enjoyed the show, just do a 100 for Mark. I appreciate him, and go ahead and give him some tips on Webbie. Come on, guys. Support the man.
Oh, hang on. All right. All right, y'all. Before we start the track, our very last thing that we do is we say goodnight to everybody and we thank everybody for showing up and showing in. So let's do some quick shout outs for everybody. All right. Goalie, thank you for stopping in. Great to see you. Mind Soul Meditations, thank you for stopping in. Great to see you. Shills, thank you for stopping in. Great to see you. Wick, always a pleasure, Wick. Good to see you. Rainbow, Mashu, good to see you. Acid, good to see you. Manic, good to see you. Hito, always a pleasure, Hito. Josh,
Heat.
good to see you. Chaz, good to see you. Chaz, thank you for stopping in. Anna, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for being part of the show. We got, who else we got? We miss anybody? No, we got everybody on X. Yeah, we got everybody on X. Let's stop over to IG here and see what's going on IG. Significance, good to see you. JT, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Pete, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Sandy Toes, Pixie Galaxy.
Sandy Toes. There you go. Some good ones.
Angelo, good to see you, Angelo. Always happy to see you rocking and rolling. Annika, Life of Nev. Judah, Huda. Always good to see you, Huda. Jenny, good to see you, Jenny. Jenny said yes to group chats. Photoshop Universe, Monty the photographer, and Zach. Good to see you. I'm going to take a peek over at YouTube, but that usually never happens.
We're coming for YouTube. Don't worry. We're coming for you.
Twitch, no comments. YouTube,
Not yet.
no comments. Not yet. That's right. Facebook, let me... Big Money, always a pleasure, Big Money. Good to see you. Lana, good to see you. And Lana, nobody died. He's referring to Rip from Yellowstone. But good to see you. All right, guys. That is the show. It's good to see everybody. And time to say goodnight. Good night, y'all. Let's get this track up, and we'll see you guys on the next show.
Yeah, woke up in the zone, vision feeling major, turn my phone on, tapped into Webbie's paper. It's a new era, this the blueprint for creators, no middlemen, just fans and some real validators. I'm talking open call, steady bringing
Thanks,
in the deals, got a DM
You're
from a
welcome.
brand saying we see how you feel.
Great show.
Analytics tight, Webbie, yeah, I got the stats. Told me where to post, how to grow, where it's at. This ain't for the lazy, this for the ones who plan. I ain't just posting content, I'm building a brand. Got the plus upgrade, now I'm in another class. Verified badge gleaming, now they know I'm built to last. I got dreams on the chain, purpose on the dash. Webbie social on the wave, now I'm moving fast. If you stuck posting free, you ain't in the hall. I made the jump, got plus, now I'm taking open calls, yeah. No cap, I'm in the matrix with the data. Tips and crypto seed, polygon and base paper. It's a whole new lane, I ain't following the path. Webbie social turned a hobby to a bag. Facts. Used to wait for likes, now I wait for wired funds. From the block to blockchain, I'm creating for the ones who believed in the craft, didn't fold under pressure. Whippy got me living
Great
like a
job
digital
on the
investor.
artwork.
Webbie AI, tell me what's really gonna move. Yo, this post need a hook, switch the tone, bring the groove. Engagement going up like I got a cheat code. Every reel, every story feeling like a keynote. I ain't stressing algorithms, I'm too smart for that. Got the dashboard glowing like the market back. I see who tapping in, what time they all online. Now my drop time's perfect, content always aligns. I got dreams on the chain, purpose on the dash. Webbie social on the wave, now I'm moving fast. If you stuck posting free, you ain't in the hall. I made the jump, got plus,
Guys,
now I'm taking open
go
calls,
sign
yeah.
up for
No
Webbie
cap, I'm in
social.
the matrix with the
Get on
data.
there.
Tips and crypto seed, polygon and base paper. It's a whole new lane, I ain't following the path. Webbie social turned a hobby to a bag. Facts. They said you changed, I said nah, I just evolved. Gave my content value, watch the problems I'll dissolve. From passion to precision, now it's profit when I post. Webbie social gave the tools, I just ran with it the most. So if you got the vision and the voice and the heart, get on Webbie Plus, that's where legends start. It's the platform for the real, where the dreamers align. I went from scroller to mogul, one post at a time.
Good night, y'all. And that was a damn good show. I will see all you guys on the next one. See you on Wednesday. Peace.